I'm not taking anything away from Galen College, but I think they've got one of the most talented sides that in the schoolboy competition, but I do believe that the CBC will be physically stronger. Ball put out by Hanrahan, puts it out wide towards the centre wing, racing after it there and trying to pick it up for Galen College was Hallinan, but he couldn't pick the ball up, and it's over the boundary line. In fact, it looks like a free kick going to Meehan, the captain of CBC St Kilda. Meehan wide on the centre wing, comes up, puts the handball over the top to Gillen. Gillen got it over the back. Howard coming through. He's showing a lot of strength, and now Howard goes with a long kick down towards the forward pocket. Caperon coming across, but can't get there before the boundary line, and we'll see a throw-in take place, this time in the forward pocket for CBC St Kilda. We're 2.5 minutes into this first term of the AMCO Herald HSV Shield. Neither side has yet scored.
As we see on the screen there is Putt, who we up against Joplin. Putt from Garland College over the back, gets the tap down, but it goes straight towards CBC. Picked up there and driven forward by White, up towards the centre of the ground, but it's knocked back now towards centre-half forward. But Garland College again away down through the centre of the ground, right down towards the centre-half forward.
Brian Glasper and Heather.
It's Caprion, or is it Dorr? Dorr it is. Dorr at centre-half forward. His kick right down towards, a beautiful kick too, right into towards the teeth of goal. It's a chance here, but it's picked up nicely there and taken away by that was Buckley over there towards Meehan. Diving on top of the ball and picking up well was Gillen. His kick is going to be still in play, rolling up there towards the centre wing position. Forced out very, very close to the boundary line now, out of bounds, centre wing position. Just up a little bit towards the half-forward line. Neither side yet to score. We've been playing 4 minutes into the first quarter. So very, very tense for both sides out here tonight, because the winner of this game goes into the grand final.
It was a beautiful knock over the back there by Putt, but coming away from defence is White for the CBC St Kilda. Nobody can take the mark up there. Diving in underneath it was Robertson, and Robertson, a very, very good player in the games that we've had so far for Galen College. In every game he's been a really fine player. An awkward bounce favours CBC, and it's driven up by Brandwood. Brandwood puts it towards centre-half forward, holding the man according to the umpire, and we'll see the kick taken down there by Hunter. Hunter goes down towards the forward pocket looking for Bergman. He's at the back, couldn't take the mark. Goodyear knocks the ball out, and he'll get the free kick because he was grabbed over the shoulder, and the back pocket player for Galen College, and Morris Goodyear, will drive the ball from that position, the back pocket. Goodyear naturally will favour the outer side of the ground. A good kick out of defence, and big punch down. Caperon knocks the ball on towards Brandwood. Brandwood gathers the ball, runs around an opponent, now with the left foot kicking towards the forward zone. Nobody can take the mark. Bergman's there, can't win possession of the ball, and it's taken away by Hernan of Galen College. Hernan puts a high kick up in the air. It's all Galen College, as we see waiting down there, Butler. Butler puts a handball over the top, looking for his teammate in Fox. Fox thought about the handball, then goes with the left foot kicking towards centre-half forward. O'Donnell's firm in defence, though. He was Helwood not in possession. He's still playing the ball in front of him. It's O'Donnell, chased down there by McMillan, coming across Dorr, couldn't get to the ball, and you see the ball go over the boundary line, and the throw-in will take place in the forward pocket, or halfway between forward pocket and half-forward flank for Galen College. Ruckman to compete for the ball will be Lynch of CBC St Kilda, and Dorr of Galen College. Dorr up high, hooks the ball over the back. Butler coming through, plays the ball beautifully. Butler grabs it and drives it down towards the goal square. McMillan's in the van. If he can mark it, he does, and McMillan has the opportunity of bringing up first score of the game, as he's only about 7 metres out, 5 metres really. A very, very acute angle, but from that angle he should at least score. McMillan has proven himself, Doug, a very, very good kick at goal, because in the 3 games we've had, he's kicked 7, 8 and 4. But there's a shocker. Straight across goal. He's didn't boomerang, and we'll see the kick to be taken down there by Howard, the centre-half back for CBC.
Yes, it was one of those kicks. If they come off, they look nice, but if they don't, they just go straight across the other side of the ground, and that's what happened in that case. And Howard, from that back pocket position, will boot the ball back into play. 6.5 minutes gone in the first quarter. Nobody yet scored in this game, so very, very tense situation here. CBC St Kilda right down towards that half-back flank. A good kick too. Up high there was Putty, couldn't take the mark. Picked up by Moon as a hand pass out going there towards White. He couldn't pick it up. Now he's back on it. Now he leaves it there for Gillen. Gillen's kick up towards that centre wing position. Oh, good knock on off there by Caprion. Caprion's a kick up towards that half-forward line. Almost a mark there taken by Goodyear. Wasn't paid though. battling in a ball there. It could be a free kick here. I think it is, and it's going there. Looks like Hernan, is it? Yes, it is. Hernan from that back pocket position, kicking up towards that centre wing. Players up high. Oh, good mark. A good strong mark taken there by Putt. Putt from that centre wing, or he's going to drive it mainly towards that centre wing position. High was a lot of players. Nobody could mark that ball. Finally coming through was Halloran. The left foot kick. Is he going to keep it in play, or is it out of bounds on the full? Out of bounds on the full. And Herald will take another free kick from that situation.
He's in the right place at the right time, Doug.
He took one about 2 minutes ago down in the back pocket. Now he's a little bit further up this time. Half-back flank. 8 minutes gone into the first quarter. Neither side yet to score.
And John Howard from the half-back flank runs too close to the man on the mark. As a result, it's a high kick. Big pack of players up, and again it's Putt. And Putt, like Robertson, in each of the 3 games for Galen College, a very good player. The left foot kick from Putt up towards the half-forward line. Knocked away by Howard. It comes through the back. Cook racing forward. Kicks it off the ground. It goes over the boundary line before Cook could handle it cleanly. We'll see another throw-in take place. Almost in the forward pocket for Galen College. And as Doug said, neither side has yet scored. Almost 8.5 minutes into the first term of this AMCO Herald HSV Shield. Lynch was up high, got it down to his rover, but Hunter wasn't in position, and Cook again puts it over the boundary line, and we'll see the throw-in take place only 5 metres around. That's 5 metres away from the Galen College goal. Door up high, but well before acceptances, grabbed out there by Lynch. He puts it across, and it's put forward by Crotty. The left foot kick, not a good one by Crotty, knocked forward by Putt, racing in after there and being held when not in possession, and the free kick will go to CBC St Kilda. And down there, look, it's Jopling from just short of half-back, puts it up toward over the centre wing, knocked away by Capron, picked up, and he was about to race away was Flavia, but the free kick is going down there and will be taken by Mark Hanrahan. Hanrahan back towards the centre wing, Mean in the front position, but over the top of Mean, I know he'll take the mark, was Keenan. It's grabbed by Howard. He puts the handball over the top to his teammate in Jopling. Jopling back to Meehan, and Meehan now goes for the long kick. It's a long one, a beautiful kick. In fact, Bergman up high from behind, couldn't take the mark. Off the hands of Richardson. Goody is there, also there under the pack. It's handballed out, but not ready there was Buckley, and grabbed by Hanrahan. He puts it back up again, and Putt misses the mark. It comes through there to Hallinan. Hallinan puts it out wide towards the centre wing. Racing forward out there is Foran. Foran now put a little bit off balance by Hickey. It's close to the line. Hunter coming across, couldn't get to the ball, and Hallinan comes back again beautifully, hooks it back to Judd. And for Galen College, Judd gets a handball forward, chases it on again, knocks it up to Putt. Putt now under pressure from Gillen, but Putt gets the kick, but it's all CBC St Kilda. We see Howard miss the mark, have time to go after it again, puts it back towards centre half forward. No one can get the good bounce until Seymour grabs the ball, puts it back into the centre. Coming across was Crotty, couldn't handle it cleanly. Fox coming through, playing the ball in front of him. Fox knocks the ball forward, but it's intercepted down there by Meehan. Meehan now swings back onto the left foot, showing great strength of break through, and Meehan puts the ball back over the half-forward line. The kick will be downfield, and Meehan was hit after he kicked the ball, and the opportunity of CBC bringing up their first score, although it's a fair way out. He goes for the short pass. It's over the head of Buckley. Bergman coming through. Buckley grabs it, gets it back across to Bergman, but the umpire said he dropped it, and we'll see a free kick taken down there by Valentini.
Valentini now plays on quickly. Here's a chance for Galen College to bring it forward. He can get it over there to Butler if he wants to know. He's going right into the centre, and it's a good kick too. And it's marked there by Robertson. Robertson plays on quickly. Left foot kicking towards centre half forward. Well, that's a mark, a good mark too. Played on there. Up there by, that looks like Keenan it was, right up towards McMillan. He has a shot for goal. What's he done? Offline.
Made the fatal mistake, Doug, of knowing that he was completely on his own. He could have touched it on the ground and ran right up to the line.
Yes, took it too easy, as we see a Galen College boy in the hands of the trainer there being walked down the boundary line. He's still on the game. I think he's just got a little bit of cramp there. As CBC about to bring that ball back into play. That's the first score of the match, though, to Galen College. They're one behind.
And it'll be bad luck for Galen if it's a player, I think it is, Doug, and that being the big fella Putt.
Well, he was an excellent player, wasn't he, so far? It's a bit bad luck if that's the case. There's Lynch now, kicking that ball up towards that centre wing position. Galen College boy in the band there, I think it's Butler, picked it up and kicked it across over towards the half-back flank. But bursting his way through there was Sign. He's kicked up towards the centre of the ground. A good kick too. There's still three CBC boys there, but unfortunately for them, it's a Hanrahan who dives in on top of the ball. Good play by Hanrahan to struggle and try and get that through, but it's the umpire's going to come in and ball it up. 12-minute mark, as we see there. Boy, I think it might be, as you said, putt. But bad luck for that player, but still he doesn't look that badly injured that he has to be taken off. CBC in the van again. There's one over the shoulder, but the umpire didn't see it. Play on, he calls. Bursting his way through there was Buckley. Picked up and finally, good play by Cook to come through. His player held there and ridden into the ground was Lynch. And the umpire is going to come and give Lynch that free kick on that centre wing position. 12.5 minutes into the first quarter. Only 1 point on the board, and that's going to Garland College.
Mark, I thought was taken down there by Flavia, and it's being penalised though for not getting rid of the ball in the correct manner, and the free kick will be taken down there by Hickey. Hickey going for the long kick towards the half-forward line. Keenan up from behind, couldn't take the mark. It's off the hands of the pack, and Thine comes through, knocks the ball on. He's going after it again. Can't handle it cleanly at this stage. Thine's still in there over the top, but knocks it out wide, looking for his teammate. Buckley picks it up. Buckley gets the little short kick, and then it comes out to Foran. But Foran's kick, a shocking miss down there by Seymour, and it's called play on until Seymour was grabbed when not in possession. I think it's not Seymour, it's Dorr. Dorr from the centre of the ground, straight down the oval towards centre half forward. Keenan was up high, couldn't take the mark. It's knocked out there by Buckley. Coming in over the top, unable to win possession was Lynch, and it comes out towards Garland College. A lot of mistakes being made at this stage, mainly because of pressure. Thine goes back, gets the handball across to Meehan. Meehan runs around his opponent, and he'll go for the long kick towards centre half forward. There's nobody home for CBC. Mark's built by Goodyear, picked up there by Hanrahan, well smothered by CBC, and it comes back and handball across by Ballinon towards Gillen. Gillen gets a handball over the top, and Capron bursts through. Capron gets the handball to Joplin. Joplin puts it down further. There we see Hunter. Hunter lines up and has the long kick down at goal, but he's way offline. But there's the first score of the game to CBC, so scores are now level, almost 14 minutes into the first term of this AMCO Herald HSV Shield. Goals are very hard to come by, Doug.
Yes, they certainly are, Bob. And that's the amount of pressure that's going on here in this game tonight. Both teams vying for that grand final berth to be played in a fortnight's time, as the ball is brought back in there through Garland College. Up towards that centre half forward, but CBC are in on top of it there, picked up, driven forward there by Hunter, player who's kicked the only score so far for CBC. Well shepherded there, over the shoulder, the umpire say, or who knows? Yes, it is, over the shoulder, and a CBC free kick there be taken, I think, by Gillen.
I think CBC would have preferred it to be called play on, Doug, because it went straight to Meehan all on his own. But a correct decision, because there's no doubt that was a free kick. A beautiful kick by Gillen right up towards the goal square. Bergman at the back of the pack couldn't take the mark. It's picked up by Valentini. He gets the handball over the top, looking down there for Cook. Cook runs away from the back line. The left foot kick from that player goes up towards the half-back line. Gillen in front. It comes through though to Lynch, and Lynch showing a big, strong player he is. Puts it over the boundary line, I think. Got boundary umpire indicates it was on the full, and we'll see coming down there to take the kick, Mark Hanrahan. Hanrahan on the half-back flank, up towards the centre wing. It's the outer side of the ground. And right over the top was Keenan, but couldn't take the mark, and getting up there gives away a free kick, and Bernard Lynch, the ruckman for CBC St Kilda, will get the free kick.
Too much individual play is going on, Bob, instead of playing as a team. There's too many people up trying to take that mark and do too much, and they're not playing as a team either side at the moment.
Brandwood it is who takes the mark, plays on with a beautiful pass, finds his teammate down there in Cotty. Cotty puts a long kick down, but it's over the head of the forwards, and it's way offline, and we'll see the throw-in take place 5 metres around from the behind post in the forward pocket for CBC St Kilda. Almost at the 16-minute mark, so 1 point each, and one can't say it's not an even battle at this moment, as Ballinon tried to put the ball in. It's picked up there by Valentini. He drives it back towards centre half back. Lynch coming across, a clash of players. Robertson's over there. He comes in, shows strength. Fine picks it up though for CBC and puts it back towards the half forward line again. It's mainly Galen College players there, and in the front position, and a good strong mark taken down there by it's like Hickey. Hickey puts it back now towards the centre, and Robertson comes across to take a well-judged mark. Robertson, halfway between half-back and the centre, puts it up to the exact position at the other end of the ground. O'Donnell getting into the back of his opponent, McMillan, and McMillan will take the free kick from a little bit further out than centre half forward. In fact, he's about 60 metres out from goal.
Yes, there's his short kick down. Not a good kick at all. No, it should have been marked there by Crotty, but he wasn't able to. Picked up and going to be driven around here by CBC up very close to the boundary line. Very close indeed. And I think the ball, it's almost out. Now it's out.
It was just as well for Thine that it was out, because
she should have made a bit of effort to
make sure it went out.
There's the ball thrown in again. Picked up there and driven forward by Butler. Butler's kick is going to land right down towards McMillan. There's the player they're looking for. He can't take the mark. It's a good mark over the back. A good mark taken down there by White, who was an excellent player. I can remember last match he played. White's kick is going to travel up towards a half-back flank. A lot of players are not for the ball. As I was saying before, there's not much teamwork. There should be one up and one down. This allows Garland College there through the agency of Keenan. He gets the handball across. Kick forward down towards that centre-half forward area. Now it's out onto the flank as it's driven out towards the boundary line. White's in there, docks the ball forward. Nobody can pick that ball up. It's kicked very, very close to the boundary line. Out of bounds. Kicked over the boundary line there by Gotti. And very, very sloppy play at the moment in this first quarter. The scores are dead level, 1 point apiece. Ball is punched down, but in doing so, he gets in the back of Lynch, and Lynch will take the free kick. I like Lynch. He's a good, strong player, and he's always in front, Bobby. I think he's received something like 3 free kicks so far in this quarter because he's always been in front.
He's a little raw, I think, Doug, but he shows tremendous courage and great potential as far as I'm concerned. It's a good piece of play there by Bellenden. Gets it down towards Caproni. Couldn't handle the ball cleanly. He's under pressure down there from Hanrahan, and the cap comes back to Caproni again, and the umpire, I think, will give the decision of 1 bounce. Ball on the half-forward line for CBC St Kilda. Jopling's up there, couldn't get the knock. It comes through towards Meehan. Meehan handles the ball beautifully, straightens up, puts a long kick down, and that could be the first. It was almost a goal. It's as close as you can get without being, and hit the post, and that's Meehan down there. Simon Meehan, the captain of CBC. Good play by Meehan.
Certainly was. 18.5-minute mark. CBC hit the front. This ball is brought back into play again, out towards that half-back flank. Well, nobody can take that mark. There's a lot of misunderstanding there amongst the Garland College players. Having on top of it there and giving a free kick away was Robertson, and the free kick's going to be taken by Joplin at the half-forward flank. 19 minutes gone in this first quarter. He wants to get it on quickly there. He does just that. And a good lead, too, by their full forward. And a good mark there taken by Bergman. Bergman, who was out of the play, if I can remember, the last match until after half-time, then came right back into it and kicked, I think, 4 goals. Bergman now from that position. There's a kick. It's offline, well offline. In fact, I'll wait for the umpire's decision whether it's a point or not. It is. One behind to take CBC on to 3. Garland College a 1. There you see the score. 18 in this first quarter.
Not a high score. 1 point to 3 points. The kick out from Valentini. It's a nice kick. In the front, a good mark taken by Caperon. Caperon, a very good player in the last game. Kicked 5 goals from the half-forward flank. Goes for the pass, missed by Bergman, knocked on by Valentini, taken there by Meehan. He went before he had the ball. It comes back, and there's no option that the umpire has here but to come in and bounce the ball, as neither Meehan nor Robinson would give up possession. And I think we'll find that the siren will go before we can. There it is, to end the first term of the AMCO HSB Shield, and the scoreboard at quarter time reads Galen College 1 point, CBC St Kilda 3 points.
Right now, Sleeman Ford Faulkner want to clear their stock of Holdens.
Holdens?
Yes, Holdens.
Did you say Sleeman Ford?
That's right.
They want to clear their stock of Holdens?
Right. 77 and 78 model Holdens. 6s, V8s, manuals and automatics. 4 on the floor. Some are even radial tuned.
Did you say Sleeman Ford, as in Falcons, Cortinas, Escorts?
That's right. And right now they've got Holdens coming out of their ears.
Oh.
This special selection of white on white 77 models are going out at all for one price. Just $34.40.
But don't Sleeman Ford sell Fords?
Sure do, and Holdens too. This special group of 77 Holdens in various colours are all the one price too, just $39.90. And this group of 77 and 78 Holdens with various options are priced...
Hey, just a minute, I think I got it. Sleeman Ford Faulkner, who are Ford dealers, have a big range of Holdens that they want to sell. And the fact that they've nearly as many Holdens as a Holden dealer doesn't mean they've changed from Ford to Holden, right?
I really do think you've got it.
Beauty.
Well, there you see the board, and a very tight, interesting game here at VFL Park. CBC are 3 points, Garland College 1. We're about to start the second quarter. Up there as Dorr gets it down, a good knockdown too, towards Chamberlain. He kick up towards the half-forward flank. Garland College into attack, a little bit too slow though, and CBC punts the ball away, down towards that centre wing position. A lot of players into the ball. Far beautifully picked up there and driven forward by Cook. Cook up towards that centre half forward area. Knocked forward out of the way to CBC boys there, both one should have shepherded there, and that was definitely White should have shepherded to allow his teammate to go through, but it wasn't the case, and so Garland College have forced that ball up towards their half-forward flank. Up there is McMillan in the back of the screen, as you can see, with the white boots and all. Ran into an open goal in the first quarter and should have kicked a goal. Meehan there was tackled well, dropping the ball, said the umpire. Good tackle too by Judd, and Judd will take that free kick. Half-forward flank, kicking it towards a beautiful kick too, right up towards McMillan. McMillan setting himself, tries to punch the ball down. It goes over the back of the pack. Here's a chance down there for Crotty. He picks the ball up, swings it round, very, very close to the round. Out of bounds, half-forward flank. A minute gone to the second quarter, and the score is still the same. CBC St Kilda 3 points, Garland College 1 behind.
Throw in from the boundary. Lynch again in front, gets it down to Foran. Foran hooks the ball over the shoulder with the left foot, up to the centre wing, and almost a good mark down there by Hallinan. It's quickly played on towards the wing, grabbed by Hunter. Hunter very close to the boundary line, keeps it in play. He's looking for Caperon down there, and a beautiful mark by Caperon. Caperon gives the handball up, finds Grandwood. Grandwood should think about the handball to Joplin, but decides to go for the left foot, kick in towards the centre half forward position, and it's come off because we find the free kick going to Buckley, here over for CBC. Buckley at centre half forward, goes for the short pass, looking for Bergman. Bergman up in a well-judged mark, just getting away from Valentini there. And Bergman, who, as Doug said, kicked 4 goals on the previous occasion when they played Warragul High, and has the opportunity now of bringing up the first goal of the game. Bergman, 35 metres out from goal, directly in front, showing a lot of concentration as he gets his head right over the ball. It's nice to see a player hunched over there in the Peter Hudson manner, Doug.
Yes, he's hit the post. Well, that's twice now they've hit the post. Meehan hit it once with a beautiful kick in, so now Bergman there on the screen has kicked 2 behinds, and I think he'd like to kick his own at the moment for missing that. Wasn't a good shot for goal. He had plenty of time to settle himself down, but anyway, those things happen as Garland College now bring it out through Hickey. Hickey with a short pass, not a good kick, and it's easily marked there by Bradwood. Bradwood at centre half forward. He'll be looking again for Bergman. There's Bergman leading. He kicks right down that way. Bergman's up in front and takes another mark. A good mark, good lead.
That was a good mark, Doug, because
yes,
he found himself underneath the ball and had to back, and it takes a bit of courage to know that you're under it and back, and still leave your eyes on the ball.
Let's see what he can do this time. He's a little bit closer in. Lining up with concentration. 4 behind CBC. Bergman kicks. This time no mistake at all. Straight through the centre, a great goal. That's his first and CBC's first. 1 goal, 4-10 now. Garland College are 1 behind. We've been playing 3.5 minutes into the second quarter.
Well, it's always nice to kick the first goal of the game, even if it is 3.5 minutes into the second term. And the way things have been, that's a decided break. And Garland College would want to answer this immediately. Back at the centre, Dorr was in the screen. Buckley's number 23. And at the bounce, it's Lynch and McMillan competing. Lynch wins out on this occasion, puts it the wrong way though, and Keenan kicked off the ground. It's grabbed by Butler, knocked away from Butler by Crotty, and they're racing for it now as Robertson of Garland College and Crotty. And for those with black and white sets, and even those with coloured sets for that matter, Doug, it's bad to think that the VFL have allowed both of these sides to go out with almost the same colour shorts. Kick put back towards the centre wing. Off the hands of the pack, it comes back there. Well picked up by Meehan. Meehan bursts through the pack, puts the high kick up and towards centre half forward. At the back, Bergman, he's up, knocks it on again. It's grabbed down there by Ballinan. Ballinan goes for the kick, and it's grabbed, and racing in there is Hunter. Hunter puts it through, and there's a second goal in just 1.5 minutes for CBC St Kilda.
Yes, he read that very well, Hunter. Knew it was going to come over the back, stood his ground, and it's a fine bit of play there to run into that open goal to kick CBC's second. 2 goals, 4-16. 5 minutes gone into this quarter. Garland College are 1 behind. And that was scored very, very early in the piece of the first, halfway through the first quarter. But they were first to score, Garland College, through the boot of McMillan. Since that, they haven't scored as the ball was put down again. They got McMillan up in the ruck now. This is what the general pattern of play, but it's not to much advantage this time as CBC again. Oh, good play over towards their captain and Meehan. Meehan's kicked down towards the centre half forward area, and a free kick given away there is going to be taken down that last line by Richardson. Richardson for Galen College, going out towards that centre wing position, right out there wide. That's not the way to play the VFL in the VFL Park, but a good, strong mark, an excellent mark
that
by
was
Grotty.
courage, Doug.
Oh, was it ever? Grotty took a magnificent mark now. Plays on right up towards that full forward there. Looking for Bergman's in front. He can't take that mark. Very, very close to it though. Should be back into the play. Perhaps hurt himself a little bit there. But the umpire's going to come in and ball it up. We saw Hanrahan there was down over the top of the ball. Knocked forward. Here's Vic McMillan now picking it up and kicking it out towards that centre wing position. Two players racing for the ball. One there is Butler. Butler picks the ball up, coming around his left foot, kicking it up towards the centre of the ground. Oh, knocked forward beautifully. This is a chance for Galen College to, if they're good enough to kick it forward, and it's through Putt. Putt's kick is up towards the centre half forward, but bursting his way through the pack there was O'Donnell, and his long kick will find the centre of the ground.
Kick upfield. We see there O'Donnell. O'Donnell came back after coughing one afterwards, and then in true football fashion, when his teammate Foran came in, he decided that was to settle things down.
That's right.
We might have Ted Whitten in the centre once again. See it driven up there by Tyne. Off the hands of the pack. Goodyear races for it. Goodyear. Valentini coming across, couldn't handle the ball cleanly, falls on this surface, and tonight we must make excuses for some of the players there. When Valentini fell there, Doug, there is a heavy dew coming down tonight, and the ground would be a little bit slippery because the ground is in absolutely perfect condition, and I must give full marks to the ground staff at VFL Park. But with the when it is in beautiful condition and there's a little bit of dampness on the ground, it's very, very hard to hold your footing, and sometimes when the ball gets a little bit wet, it's hard also to get good control of the ball. This time we see the free kick, and it's taken down there by Hunter. Hunter wide on the half-forward flank. Centres the ball, looking for Bergman. Bergman up high, but in the front position, I thought it would have been a mark. It was paid to Dorr. It wasn't paid to Dorr, but it comes off the hand. The free kick there, it'll be Valentini. Valentini handballs the ball on, looking for Hickey. Not a good piece of play. Bergman comes out, gets a handball back towards Meehan. Meehan, the quick kick, centres the ball as high, straight up in the air. Knocked away by Seymour, back down there, kicked off the ground, and coming out towards Cook and Hunter, the two number 14s. Hunter wins out on this occasion. He gets the shove in the back. It's called play on, though, and knocked forward by Cook. Cook finds Butler, and Butler now coming up towards the centre wing, drives the ball up towards the half-forward line. The two players, and a good mark taken down there by Putt. No, it's the Judd. Judd. Oh, beautiful kick from Judd up towards the forward line. It's over the head there of the forwards, and O'Donnell, the fullback for CBC, takes the strong mark. The left foot kick from O'Donnell back towards Judd, and I both played that one, and so does the umpire. Judd, Doug kicked 3 goals the last time, and he's been another good player right throughout for Galen College. Judd's kick up towards centre half forward. Nobody can take the mark. It favours Putt. Putt comes through. The left foot kick from Putt down towards goals. And there it is, the first goal of the game for Galen College, and that'll really lift their confidence.
It's a beautiful goal by Putt, who was in the hands of the trainer as we saw before, but come back with a left foot goal. Being congratulated there by his teammate. As you see the score, 1 goal, 1-7. CBC 2-4-16. So the difference only 9 points.
There's absolutely nothing in this, Doug. I really feel that CBC taking over the whole 18 players are probably a little bit more talented, but do not have the physical strength of some of the CBC boys.
Galen, you mean?
Galen, I should say, yes.
Well, here's a chance now for Galen College to get the ball up quickly. If they want to move it quick, though. Hickey's there with the ball in the centre. There's an infringement into that centre square. Hickey's kick will travel a long way too, up towards that centre half forward or up high there. Couldn't take that mark. That was Keenan. A lot of players in on top of the ball. The umpire's going to come in and board up. Lynch was there. He ran back as though he was looking for the free kick, but the umpire wasn't to be egged on in any way. There's the ball knocked forward again by going towards McMillan. McMillan in on top of the ball. He picks it up well. He's holding the ball, said the umpire. Yes. And McMillan... a little bit of fisticuffs, and I think it's going the other way now. Couldn't see it. No way known. McMillan was the instigator of that, and there's no way known he should have got a free kick.
I thought, what more could Foran do? He came in and just grabbed hold of McMillan and almost said, settle down.
Yeah.
But there's the result, McMillan having the chance of kicking his first goal. long kick, a beautiful kick, and there it is, goal number 2. So the difference between the two sides again, 3 points.
Well, luck's a fortune, isn't it? I couldn't see that happening at all. There you see McMillan on your screen. He got a little bit far. He went to shape up to only a little bit of bluff to say, listen, I'll give you one.
Well, he bluffed the umpire.
He certainly did. Foran came in, grabbed McMillan and was given a free kick. There you see McMillan saying something to Foran. Seeing something about he needs a haircut. His sideboard's a bit short or something. Tapping his head there.
At the centre bounce. Lynch coming across. It's grabbed there by Hickey. Hickey handles over the top to Judd. Judd walks around and he's not able to be tackled. Puts a long kick down towards the forward line. And a good mark taken in front by Robertson. O'Donnell making the mistake there of thinking of Robinson not being very tall, and Robertson has proven he's a good mark because he's not only in the centre in these games but centre half forward and row. A very versatile player, and now he puts Galen College in front with that little beautiful kick. Shane Robinson bringing up his first goal. There's the board. 3 goals, 1, 19 points. Galen College, 3-point margin over CBC St Kilda, 2-4-16.
I think it's about in the last 3 minutes they kicked those 3 goals, Bob. It hasn't been much time, has it?
Not a great deal of time. And if we see Galen College's runner coming out.
As we see the CBC coming in. That was brilliant camera work. How about that? You couldn't have scripted that better, could you? He's coming, he's a little bit dejected, I think. You don't send me out again.
Lynch up high, but again it goes to Hickey. Hickey puts a handball over the top, unable to be handled by Cook. He gets shoved into the ball, actually, and Cook gets the free kick. Plays on straight away with a handball, but he has to bring the ball back, and it's the umpire indicating that Cook has to go back and kick over the mark. Cook drives it down over the half-forward line. McMillan couldn't take the mark. It's punched back. Hickey couldn't handle the ball cleanly, but shows great pace to go after it again. Swings it back with a left foot kick, but it's over the boundary line on the full, and the resultant kick will be taken down there by O'Donnell, the fullback for CBC St Kilda. 3 points the margin in favour of Galen College, and we're 12.5 minutes into the second term. O'Donnell, the long left foot kick back to the half-back flank. A big pack of players up. CBC players, almost competing for each other. But because he grabbed it on 2 occasions, Lynch it is with the kick. Lynch going in towards the centre, looking for Joplin, couldn't take the mark. It's off the hands, it's grabbed down there by Buckley. Buckley with a left foot kick up towards the centre. Favia was up, unable to handle it though, and we see trying to get the ball out was Hernan. Hernan gets it up to his teammate. It's knocked down there by Cook, taken by Hallinan, and coming through again. We see the handball coming out from Cook. It's up the Judd, and the Judd with a high left foot kick, a beautiful kick, in fact, down towards the half-forward line. McMillan in the front position, almost got the mark. Coming away, we see Lynch, and Lynch puts the pick, Howard, I should say, up towards centre forward. A lovely mark taken down there by Gillen. Gillen plays on straight away, getting it down there in a hurry, looking for Bergman. An awkward bounce for Valentini. Bergman couldn't handle the ball cleanly. Puts the handball over the top. He's looking for Caperon. He grabs it and screws it back. A lovely shot from Caperon, and the goal umpire indicates full points. And now CBC St Kilda are back in front.
Well, a great goal by Caperon. He's certainly proved a good player that both matches we've seen. The last match was one of their better players. As you see the score, last match he kicked 5 goals, I think, Bob, as you say. 5 goals last match, that's his first. And CBC in front by 3 points at the 14-minute mark, second quarter. So they've answered that barrage of goals, 3 goals by the Galen College boys, with 3 goals in this quarter themselves. So a very, very close game here at VFL Park. It's going to be a pressure game all night, I would say. It's going to be the team that is unrelenting that in fact is going to win out in this game. Is the ball about to be put down on the centre again? There it goes. In the back against, was that against Putt or was it going to Putt? No, it was against Putt. Is that Lynch again? Yes, it is. Lynch up towards that centre half forward. The awkward looking kick, but it certainly travels a lot of distance. Nobody can pick it up. Finally it's knocked out there by Ballowan. Kick forward down towards the full forward. Here's a chance. Oh, good mark too, taken down there by Bergman. I think that's his 4th mark. He's already kicked 1 goal, 2 from 3 marks he's had before. Bergman now lining up for his 2nd goal for the quarter. And a very handy one for CBC St Kilda. There's the kick. The umpire goes across a little bit, but I think it's full points. Yes, it is. And Bergman should be feeling very happy. He's saying thank you very much to his teammate down the field. That's his second goal. And CBC go to 4 goals, 4-28. Garland College, 3 goals, 1-19.
A very good quarter of football from both sides here, Doug.
Yep.
And there's a shot of the crowd. Some of the smiles there, would say they were CBC supporters. It's back at the centre. Scoreboard 19-28, a 9-point margin in favour of CBC St Kilda.
The umpire's puffing a bit out there. You can see that might be the cold.
I would imagine so, as Lynch was up. Putt beats him on this occasion for the knockout. Coming across, but unable to handle it cleanly was Crotty. It's picked up down there by Howard, and Howard breaks away. Handballs over the top to Lynch. Lynch from the centre of the ground, drives it towards centre half forward. It's a kick downfield, and I didn't quite see what happened after he delivered the ball, Doug, but nonetheless, it's a kick downfield, and it's taken by Ballinan at centre half forward. Ballinan. A beautiful kick from Ballinan. Could almost carry, but it punched through and it hits the post after Seymour had gone for the big punch, and we'll see the throw-in take place in the forward pocket for CBC St Kilda. At the throw-in, Bergman got the knock. It comes out there, and Putt coming through. Putt runs across the face of goal. Now goes with the left foot down towards the half-back flank. Hallinan comes out, shows a lot of pace, and Hallinan comes away and puts it up towards the centre wing. It's over the head of Foran. White comes out. It bounces over his head, taken by Cook. Cook handballs over the top to Keenan, and Keenan from the half-forward line drives down where Robertson's there with O'Donnell. It comes off the hands of O'Donnell. It's coming through to back him up as Hodder. Hodder cops the push in the back. O'Donnell cops one too high, and we'll see the umpire come down to indicate that he's giving it against O'Donnell. O'Donnell tackled from behind, and it's a difference in the umpiring there to the senior panel, Doug, because when you're tackled in that manner in the seniors, Robertson runs around. O'Donnell not running at him though, and it didn't matter because it's cleared for 1 point from the boot of Shane Robertson.
He's kicked 1 goal, 1. The score now 3 goals, 2-20. 8 points behind CBC St Kilda, 4 goals, 4. 17.5 minutes gone in the second quarter, so there's 2.5 minutes left. Chance for both sides to score. As O'Donnell bringing that ball back into play out towards the half-back flank. 2 players there, 2 Garland College boys, and there's going to be a mark there to Keenan. Keenan plays on quickly up towards that full forward area. It's a chance here for Garland College if they can read the game. Oh, it's a knock forward there. Good play by the Garland College right in towards McMillan. Scrambly play. The umpire's going to come in and ball it up. Out on that forward pocket area. 18 minutes gone into the second quarter, so they've got to score pretty quickly here. It come out towards Cook, but beautifully chipped in there by Howard. A hand pass over. And CBC are away again down towards the centre wing position. Here's a good kick. Down there towards Gillen. Gillen traps the ball well, coming around with a long hand pass right over to the centre, going backwards, but it finds Brandwood. Brandwood now up towards his captain in Meehan down towards the centre half forward area. It's a chance here for CBC. They get away. A beautiful hand pass out, and they shot in towards their full forward, and a good mark too, taken down there by Bergman. Bergman has already kicked 2 goals. I didn't quite pick up the chap who gave that to him.
It was Hunter, and Hunter really can't take a lot of the credit because it was Flavie. How do you say that, number 12?
Eh? Flavie.
Flavie, who really took the credit to get that ball out to Hunter. But we now see Bergman lining up for his 3rd goal.
Yes, Bergman from about 25 metres out from goal. Shouldn't have any difficulty getting in the distance. He's offline now a little bit, I think, and 3-4, 1 behind. And so he's now kicked 2 goals, 3. And that's not good kicking from Bergman. He hit the post once, a little bit bad luck there, I suppose, but 19-minute mark of the second quarter. And they're the sort of goals that would really help to put a little bit of depression into the other side, especially at this stage of the match. There's a mark that's going to be paid to him. I would have paid it the other way. He's going to pay it to Lynch. No doubt about that at all. But anyway, Lynch has got that free kick. He wants to get it on quickly because we've gone 20 seconds.
The value of being in front, Doug.
Here we go again. Oh, it's not a mark there. Umpire's very, very close on the scene. Knocked out of there by Valentini. Players diving on top of the ball. First in is Brandwood. And the umpire's going to come in and ball it up again.
They'll have to grab it straight from this pack, Doug. There's no chance of Galen College scoring before half-time. CBC, if they can get the ball straight onto the bit, have a chance.
10 seconds to go.
Grabbed down there, though, by Hernan. Hernan hooks it back towards the half-forward line. A good mark taken down there by Crotty on the half-forward line. But there's the siren to end the first half of this. The scoreboard at half-time reads CBC St Kilda 4-5-29, leading Galen College 3-2-20.
Now look, in these days of ever-increasing petrol prices, there are many economical ways of getting around.
Very true. But have you ever tried walking to Merimbula for your holidays?
Ah, good point. So what about this for an economical alternative?
Brand new Escort L 2-door at Sleeman Ford Faulkner. Lease for just $20.90 per week. Or buy for only $42.90 plus on-road costs.
Brand new Escort GL 4-door automatic. Cheap to run, cheap to own. Approved purchasers can lease one for only $25.40 per week. And there's no deposit finance too.
Hey, that sounds a lot better than walking.
It is.
And so is brand new 4-cylinder Cortina L sedan for just $49.90 plus on-road costs.
4-cylinder automatic Cortina L sedan can be yours for just $25.90 per week. So can cash back from your trade-in. And brand new Sleeman Economy Pack GL Falcon Automatic, you can, as an approved purchaser, lease one for a mere $29.90 per week. How's that?
If it's economy motoring you're after, get down to Sleeman Ford now.
Care for kids. Find a minute to spare for kids. Such a lot you can share with kids. It's important to care for kids. Oh, kids. With the stars in their eyes, there's so much to be learning, kids. You can help them to rise and keep the new world turning. Care for kids. Try to always be there for kids. Won't you let down your hair for kids? It's important to care for kids.
Third quarter here at VFL Park, we find CBC St Kilda 4 goals 3, 29. Galen College 3 goals 2, 20. As the ball is put down, Lynch there for the CBC boys gets a tap down, but the free kick is going to his teammate in Brandwood. CBC are playing
after a very low scoring first quarter, Doug, when Galen College only kicked 1 point, CBC 3 points. We saw Galen College add 3 goals, 1 in the second term, while CBC St Kilda added 4 goals, 2. And the board at the moment, Galen College 3-2-20, CBC St Kilda 4-5-29, and the ball now is with Robert Bellerin.
After a good kick downfield by his captain, Meehan.
Bellerin, only 20 metres out from goal. There's no worries with the distance, and the goal umpire says it's exactly the same with the accuracy. So Bellerin kicks his first goal, and a very, very quick one, 50 seconds into this third term.
Well, that's a very good goal. As we see there, the Mrs. Mack and Mrs. Kendler and Mrs. Kelly are certainly enjoying the game down on the fence there for CBC. A bit cool there, but still they're warming their hands up, and I'm sure they're warming the cockle of their hearts with that goal, because it puts CBC into a fairly commanding position. Even though it's only 2 goals 3, it's certainly a good break, the best break we've had for the whole night. 15 points at the 1.5 minute mark now. The umpire there asking the CBC runner to go off the ground. Now he's ready to start the game again. There we see the runner coming off the ground after a very valuable goal kick there by Bellerin. There's the ball put down again. Meehan's in after the ball. He's up with his opposite number there in McMillan. 23 there is Buckley. The free kick's going to Buckley. Buckley takes a kick and a 15-metre penalty as well. He's got a chance here to put it right in the teeth of goal. Backing back into that position is Bergman. Oh, it's not a very good kick, but Galen College, boy, they should have taken that mark. He plays on quickly. That's Valentino. Valentino was one of their better players in the last match they played. Over here towards Butler. Butler's a very fast player, very speedy player. Knocks it back cleverly. He's got a chance to come back on it again now. He does just that. Handballs it to himself, but he gets it to Brandwood. Brandwood now with a kick down towards that forward pocket, but a good strong mark coming across in front for Galen College with Chamberlain. He plays on quickly over towards McMillan. McMillan can't take the mark. Picked up there by Buckley. Buckley is free kicked again, or is it going the other way this time? And the free kick taken down there by
Hickey now from the half-back line out towards the centre wing member side of the ground. In front, Crotty over the top putt, couldn't take the mark. Coming through and trying to get possession of the ball was Keenan. He couldn't get it out. Crotty got at the handball and comes out now where Brandwood dives in over the top of Hickey. Ball play on by the umpire as we see Jopling come in, get the ball forward. Jopling has stolen the ball according to the umpire, and this time the free kick will be taken by McMillan, the captain of Galen College. McMillan, the white boots. The kick off the side of the boot, up towards the centre wing, backing back into the pack. It comes off the hands towards Judd. Judd shows great pace, and from centre half forward, steady, puts the long kick down towards the forward line. Up there was O'Donnell, knocked the ball down away from Robertson, and Judd gets the ball out to Robertson. Robertson runs around on the left foot, screws it back towards goal. It's a beautiful shot by Robertson. A great goal, but it's been touched off the boot. Field umpire indicating to the goal umpire that ball was touched by from off the boot of Robertson, so only 1 point goes on the board.
Well, what a great shot to goal, but unfortunately for the Garland College boys, it was touched off those bobs it off the boot, so there we see 14 points of difference, 21 plays 35, 4 minutes gone into this third quarter. Garland College desperately need a goal here to get back into this game. Ball is punched forward. Here's a chance now for them. If they can pick that ball up, they can't, and because the agency there of 25 is a new play on. Bob, I haven't got him.
That's Keenan. That's Mark Keenan.
What are we?
We had him down as number 38.
Yeah, right.
But he's number 25. Putt now takes the kick after the free kick for out of bounds in the full. Nice kick from Putt. A big pack of players up, but couldn't be taken there. Grabbed by Lynch. Lynch to the long handball, looking for Million. Knocked back by Cook. It's grabbed there by Foran. Foran's kick smothered off the boot. Butler coming out, goes over the top of Crotty, and Crotty will get the resultant free kick and put it out of the danger zone just temporarily for CBC. Crotty from the half-back line. Awkward-looking kick, but covered a fair amount of distance nonetheless. Couldn't be taken by Putt. The free kick has been paid, and it goes down there to Jopling, the centre half forward for CBC. Jopling puts the ball up towards the half forward line. Couldn't be taken there. Million coming in, grabbed down there by Chamberlain. Chamberlain puts the ball out. Cook comes across, so too does Caperon. Caperon's there, diving over the top at Lynch. Bellerin comes out, and we'll see the umpire come down to indicate that he'll bounce it. There's Putt. Putt was hurt in the very first minutes of the game, and he's obviously in a fair amount of trouble now. Let's hope he's not too badly hurt. He's out there, but he is in a certain amount of pain, as we see now the ball with Jopling. Jopling puts it up. Caperon couldn't take the mark. It's punched forward by Goodyear. Not Goodyear. And we'll see Hernan, and Hernan will get the free kick because he was knocked too high. Hernan from the half-back line plays on out wide. Going the long way home. He's looking for Hickey. Jopling up high, but Hickey in the front position will take the mark. Hickey directing play back in towards the centre of the ground. A beautiful mark over the top from Judd. Used Foran as a reliever and got up and took a well-judged mark. Judd towards centre half forward. Putts there from behind. Couldn't take the mark. He follows on again. He'll get the hand pass forward. Couldn't get it out cleanly. It's picked up there by Howard. Howard goes for the long hand pass towards Gillen in the centre of the ground. Gillen steadies and puts the kick down over the half-forward line. It's over the head there of Buckley and Goodyear. Both players showing tremendous pace. Goodyear takes the ball away. He's still there over the top. He'll get the free kick for in the back as Buckley came into the middle of his back, and Goodyear, the back pocket player for Galen College, will take the free kick.
6 minutes gone into the third quarter. Galen College 3-3-21, trailing CBC St Kilda 6 goals 5-35. There's the ball back in towards Cook. It has a knock out of his hand there, though, by number 19, and that's Dorr. No, it's not. It's not Dorr, it's Brandwood. A kick forward up towards that forward pocket area. Very, very close to the boundary line. I'll wait for the umpire's decision. The boundary umpire said it was touched before it went out of bounds, so the ball about to be thrown in. Garland College are desperate for a goal here. It's in the attacking zone, though, of the CBC St Kilda. Diving on top of the ball there was Bellerin for CBC St Kilda, but it's going to be a free kick taken back there by, it looks like Jopling. Yes, it is, Jopling, from about 45 to 50 metres out from goal. You need a beautiful kick to kick this. He's yet to score. You see a lead there, a dummy lead by Bergman. Jopling ignores it. There's the kick. It's a beautiful kick too. It's going across the goal. Bergman over the back can't picked up there and shot forward, but out of bounds on the full. That player was Slavi. So it's out of bounds on the full, and the free kick's going to be taken by Seymour in that last line of defence. In this quarter, CBC have added 1 goal straight, and Garland College have added 1 point as Seymour brings that ball back into play in towards his teammate there, and Cook takes the mark and plays on quickly. Garland College has got to do a lot more of this. Backing back there, it was number 10 in Roddy. Couldn't take the mark. Picked up there by Howard. Gives it over there to Million. Million's handball is forward again. And good play by Brandwood as he brings it across there, looking for his teammate over there, and Buckley. Buckley's got a chance now to spring around, have a shot for goal, and I think he's put it through. A great goal by Buckley. Beautiful goal. His first, and CBC St Kilda's 6th. They go on to 6 goals, 5, 41. Gallon College, 3 goals, 3, 21. 20-point lead at the 8-minute mark of the third quarter, and that's a very, very good break.
The player responsible for that piece of play there, Doug, and a player who I consider nearly the best man on the ground tonight, is the centre-half back for CBC St Kilda in Howard. And John Howard has been very strong. He's opened it up with that piece of handball that got it across the Meehan, and he's been a solid play right through the night. Lynch gets the ball down now. Dorr knocking the ball out wide, traps it well smothered there by Meehan. A beautiful piece of football as Meehan not only smothered it but followed on afterwards, puts it down looking for Capron. He missed the mark. It's back to Goodyear, balks around, gets clear of the pack, and now drives the ball back up towards the centre wing, and we see the mark taken down there by Hallinan. Hallinan on the centre wing, playing on straight away, directs it in towards the centre half back. It's a 15-metre penalty has been paid against Gillen, and although Crotty's there with it, it'll be directed back out to Hallinan, and he'll take his kick. He's now about 65 metres from goal. Swings it in towards centre half forward. There's nobody at all home though, and we see Hunter. Hunter now balks around his opponent, comes a little bit close to Judd, but drives it in towards the centre of the ground. Joplin coming across, missed one that should have been taken. Flavie picks it up, buys it out wide. It favours Buckley. Buckley leading in the race for the ball. He's under a bit of pressure though from Goodyear, and it's actually knocked out by Goodyear, carried over the boundary line by Buckley. I don't think he realised that Goodyear was as close to him as he was.
No, he certainly didn't.
Joplin in the front position, gets the knockdown, looking for Buckley, diving in after it. We saw Chamberlain, but in doing so, there's been a free kick, and Buckley will take the ball on the half-forward flank for his side, CBC St Kilda. Buckley puts the ball up high in the air. In the front position was Bergman, knocked down by Seymour. Brandwood coming down, knocks the ball forward, and we'll see the free kick, I'm sure, taken this time by Chamberlain of Galen College. Chamberlain on the back line. Goes a little past, they're looking for Butler. Butler up high over the top. It comes off his hands. It comes out past Keenan. Kicked off the ground by Howard. Howard's beaten in the race for the ball by Butler. Comes off his hands. Crotty coming through. Knocks the ball forward. Goes after it again. And Crotty handles the ball beautifully. The left foot kick, though, is not equal to the handling than when he picked the ball up, and it goes over the boundary line on a full. The resultant free kick will be taken down there by Chamberlain of Galen College. Chamberlain from the back pocket position towards the half-back line. Dorr in the position to mark, couldn't take the ball. Meehan beaten for on this occasion, one of the rare times. Hernan tries to get the ball out, was caught too high. In fact, he's still there with the hand on the shoulder, and the boundary umpire indicating that he'll throw it in on the half-forward flank.
There's the throw-in. Knocked down there by Garland College, but diving on top of Joplin has been an excellent play for CBC. Picked up there and drew it forward by Flowey towards that forward pocket area. The ball's still in play. It's out of play now, though. Out of bounds on the full, says the CBC boy there, but that's not the case because he kicked it when he was out of bounds. So the boundary umpire right in that decision, going to bring the ball in the forward pocket area. I was thinking that another goal here by CBC would pretty well say this game up. It was a very low-scoring game. Knocked down, CBC diving through there. I think that would be Grotty coming away, bursting his way through the pack there. Was Garland College up towards McMillan. McMillan can't take that mark. He tried very hard. Fell back into it. Picking it up there was Stein. They're coming through under McMillan. Picked up by Butler. Butler's kicked down towards the half-forward line. Here's a chance now. Break away there by that's Cook. Cook running into an open goal. He should give it to the teammate there. He doesn't. He has a shot himself. Hits the post. Well, he definitely should have given it to his teammate there. No doubt about that. And giving it to Robertson. Cook, but he thought he could kick it himself, and there's the result. And a goal which was much needed there for Garland College is now behind. So there's the score, 3-4-22, CBC 6-5-41.
O'Donnell's kick back towards the half-back flank, cut in position. I would have played the mark. It was called play on as Stein picks the ball up, throws it out in front of him, but he's held when not in possession, and Stein will get the free kick. He's on the half-back flank, members side of the ground. Nobody on the mark, so Stein is able to run his full extra 10 metres and go for the kick up towards the centre wing. Dorr in the front position. Meehan was over the top. It's trapped, and beautiful piece of football down there by Joplin. Joplin was trying to break away, was held too high, and he'll get the free kick on the centre wing. Directs it back in towards the centre of the ground. Not an awkward one, but if it's not gained, and it's not on in this time because Judd breaks away, has a real gamble as he went around a little bit too far, and he lost possession now. Howard picks the ball up, runs his 10 metres and goes to the short pass in towards the centre of the ground. Capleron's there, so too is Halloran. Neither player can get the ball. It's picked up by Meehan. Meehan screws the ball over the shoulder. It's a long kick down towards the forward zone. Almost a good mark to Ballarin, who has been paid, in fact. Ballarin has already kicked 1 goal.
He's in this quarter too, Bob.
And within kicking distance because he's only 35 metres out directly in front.
Ballon now. Could have a chance here to say this, well, not to say they're going up, but certainly make it very hard for Garland College to come back in. But he unable to score a goal there. One behind to take them on a 6 goal, 6 to 42. 20 points ahead of Garland College, 3-4-22. There you see the time. 7.5 minutes to go in this third quarter. And Garland College need to get a goal now. This is going to lift them if they're able to do that. The kick back in there. Up high was Hickey. And is he going to pay the mark? I think he might have. Good mark by Hickey. He plays on quickly up towards that centre wing position. Over the back is me, and he doesn't take. Oh, he's going to pay that mark too. Well, in front. Free kick. And Garland College they're through the agency. I'm not sure, Bob. That
Judge towards centre-half forward, and big kicking putt up high from behind. But McMillan had already given away a free kick, and the free kick will be taken down there by Four.
Four now, centre-half back position. He's beaten McMillan this time. McMillan trapped him last time to gain a free kick and a goal in the first quarter. There's the ball punched forward on, but cleverly knocked out here. But CBC are very, very strong. Getting it back over there towards Grotty. Grotty now ducks and weaves. An awkward-looking kick down towards centre-half forward. Player setting aside. A good strong mark taken by Hanrahan.
A lot
of courage at that centre-half back position. A little bit of cramp there on the left leg as he kicks up towards the centre of the ground. Nobody can mark that ball. Picked up there by Gillian. On top of the ball there is Judd. He picks it up cleverly. He's going to be caught. He tried to get rid of it there for mine, but the umpire said he didn't. I thought he at least had a bit of a go to get rid of it, and the free kick is going to Buckley. Buckley now from that centre wing position, getting up towards the half-forward flank. Players setting themselves is knocked over there by Seymour. Seymour's in on top of it, so too there is Ballarin. Ball is kicked forward, and here's a chance. If they always it was a lucky one there for Hallinan, and he kicks it down towards the centre-half forward area. If McMillan comes in, can he take the mark on the second bite? He can. Here's a chance for Garland College if they can get that ball down quickly. Players calling for it. There's a kick down there. Judge calling for it. Oh, good mark too by Putt, rather. Putt it is. He's got a very heavily bandaged left knee, as you see. Hurt it early in the first quarter. Yes, the first quarter he hurt it. Since that time, as he's kicked, it's off the side of the bird a little bit. Drifting over to the pocket, as the two Garland College boys are bursting his way through the pack as Buckley, and he forces it through 4 behind. And so Garland College now gone to 3 goals, 5-23. CBC St Kilda 6-6-42.
As Doug has already said, Garland College desperately needing a goal at this stage. 3 goals, 1. The deficit facing them as O'Donnell goes to the outer side of the ground. McMillan up, couldn't take the mark. It comes through to the back of the pack. Foran's there. Good piece of play. He handballs out to Meehan. Meehan has the time to have the touch on the ground, puts a kick down. Jopling's there. It goes past Jopling. Jopling and racing in there for the ball. Goodyear knocks it wide, looking for Valentini. He knocks the ball on again, and it's Halloran, I should say. Halloran back to Caperon. Caperon gets the hand pass up. Brandwood coming down. The left foot kick from Brandwood down towards the forward zone. He's looking for Bergman. Punched away by Seymour. Seymour was up high, taken by Hickey. Hickey handballs over the head, and coming away from the back pocket is Chamberlain. Chamberlain's up towards the half-back line. Drives it up towards the wing, looking for Putt. Putt knocks the ball on, making no attempt to mark it. A good piece of play. Butler's there, trying to knock the ball forward. He's fighting for it with Stein. Butler and Stein. Stein wins out on this time, but he missed the ball, and it was at the vital moment. It's close to the boundary line. Crotty's over the top of it, but we'll see the umpire come in. Although it's 2 metres in from the boundary line, we'll see a ball up.
Good football there from the Garland College boys. They did the right thing at every opportunity.
Lynch and Putt. Putt wins out. It goes out toward Butler, but Putt beats him to it. Gets the handball up to Butler. Butler now drives it in. It's well smothered down there by Foran. Foran follows the ball on. He's close to the boundary line. Knocks it back again to his teammate down there in Howard. And Howard has plenty of time to come up, get the handball across to Lynch. Lynch will want to kick in a hurry and does so. A long kick from Lynch up towards the centre wing position. Jopling missed it. Knocked on out there by his teammate down in Flavia. And we see over the top of it now Meehan. Meehan couldn't handle it cleanly though. He slipped at the vital moment. And we see Meehan just kicking himself up off the boundary line. And the throw-in will take place on the centre wing members' side of the ground. Dorr it was who got the knockdown. Coming out was Judd. Couldn't handle the ball. Picked up by Buckley. Buckley with the left foot kick. It's off the side of the boot though. And out of bounds on the full. It looks like Chamberlain racing there to grab the ball.
Well, Garland College have got to get it down quickly. 17.5 minutes gone in this third quarter. They desperately need a goal. The ball is pitched back there by Chamberlain. His kick's going to travel towards that centre wing, right towards the end. Looking for McMillan's up high over the back with him. In the front, I would have paid it. Yes, he has too. He's going to be marked there to Dorr. centre wing position. Door now with a kick down towards that half-forward line. Oh, McMillan's in the best position, couldn't take the mark though. It's picked up by Foran. Foran with a kick down towards the centre of the ground. There's a chance that the three Garland College boys are stalling one another. Finally, coming through there was Hallinan. Was picked up there, given down towards centre half-forward. But well read again by Foran. Foran brings the ball towards the centre of the ground. Gillen chops the ball well, picks it up now as he brings it back with a kick up towards centre half forward. Here's a chance now as they break away again, and then Hunter now with a kick down towards that full forward area. Over the back of the pack, here's Hickey, can't pick the ball up, and it's forced over the boundary line, out of bounds, right into that forward pocket area. With the time reading 18.5 minutes gone in the third quarter. The score, CBC St Kilda 6 goals, 6-42. Garland College, Wangaratta 3 goals, 5-23. There's a ball thrown in. Meenan has a shot for goal. Let's wait for the umpire's decision. I think he might have put it through. Yes, a great goal by the captain, Meenan. And so now CBC St Kilda going to 7 goals, 6-48. And that's almost sealed, I think. Garland College to 3 goals, 5-23. 19-minute mark, third quarter.
There's Foran in the hands of the trainer. So number 2 there. Howard number 6 and McMillan number 1, the captain of Garland College. And obviously disappointed McMillan because the scoreboard reads Garland College 7 goals, 6-48. CBC St Kilda it is 7 goals, 6-48. Garland College 3 goals, 5-23. 25 points, the margin now in favour of CBC St Kilda, and we're 19.5 minutes into this final term. So third quarter, if Garland College are going to score, they have to get it straight down as Bramwood comes down. Judd intercepts, and the other Judd comes across. This time we see Hallinan. Hallinan was held with not in possession, and he'll get the free kick. Hallinan up towards the half-forward line, centre half-forward in fact. Thine missed the mark. It comes off the hands of the pack. White's there. He leaves it for his teammate in Foran. Foran handballs out to Crotty, and Galen in a bit of trouble now as it's back up to the CBC end of the ground. There's the siren to end the third term of the AMCO Herald HSB Shield, and the scoreboard at three-quarter time reads Garland College 3 goals, 5-23. CBC St Kilda 7-6-48.
Right now, Sleeman Ford Faulkner want to clear their stock of Holdens.
Holdens?
Yes, Holdens.
You say Sleeman Ford?
That's right.
They want to clear their stock of Holdens?
Right. 77 and 78 model Holdens. 6s, V8s, manuals and automatics. 4 on the floor. Some are even radial tuned.
Did you say Sleeman Ford, as in Falcons, Cortinas, Escorts?
That's right. And right now they've got Holdens coming out of their ears.
Oh.
This special selection of white-on-white 77 models are going out at all the one price. Just $34.40.
But don't Sleeman Ford sell Fords?
Sure do, and Holdens too. This special group of 77 Holdens in various colours are all the one price too. Just $39.90. And this group of 77 and 78 Holdens with various options of price.
Hey, just a minute, I think I got it. Sleeman Ford Faulkner, who are Ford dealers, have a big range of Holdens that they want to sell. And the fact that they've nearly as many Holdens as a Holden dealer doesn't mean they've changed from Ford to Holden, right?
I really do think you've got it.
Yeti.
Out of the final quarter here in the AMCO Herald Shield, we find that CBC St Kilda is 7 goals, 6-48. Garland College 3-5-23. And at this moment, it looks like CBC St Kilda will go to the grand final against St Joseph's College of Geelong. The ball is put forward. Garland College have got different ideas about it, and the free kick's there going to one of their players. Looks like it's going there to Judd. Judd now from the centre wing position kicks it forward, down towards that half-forward flank. The ball runs through, they're in a bit of a chance, but that's not the case. There's Meehan running after the ball. Grabs it and kicks up towards that centre wing position. But here's a chance for Garland College, being one of their better players down there in Judd. He's grabbed without the ball or dropping the ball to the umpire. Dropping the ball, and the free kick is going CBC way to be taken there by Gillian. Gillian, centre wing position rather. He marks the ball and gets it back again up towards that half-forward flank. Nobody can take that mark down there. Players onto the ball, kick forward up towards that centre wing position, but there's a strong mark there taken by Howard. He handballs onto Gillian again. Gillian diving on top of the ball, knocks it forward cleverly up to Meehan. Meehan ducks and weaves and comes back to it. A beautiful kick down towards that full forward there, and looking for his full forward. He can't take that mark. That there was a Bergman, and the ball is going to be put out here. There's a chance for having a snap for goal. No, he's going to handball it on. Tries to knock it on further there. There's going to be Butler coming with the ball. He's forced out of the way by Buckley. Buckley now hitting one in the back to Butler, and he'll get that free kick, back pocket position. 1 minute, 20 seconds gone in the final quarter. Garland College are trailing 3-5-23 to CBC 7-6-48.
Down in the forward pocket, diving in there is Brandwood. He knocks the ball out, kicked off the ground by Ballerin. It comes out towards Caperon. He has a quick left foot snap. It looks a beautiful shot from Caperon, and that's almost sealed it, I say, as we see Caperon kick his second goal. A beautiful shot, that, Doug.
Yeah, it certainly was. He made no mistake about it.
And Brandwood good play to get the ball out.
Yeah, yes, it was in a bit of slow motion there by the Galen College backman. They felt that Caperon wasn't going to kick that. As we see there, very happy coach, I'd say, of the CBCs and Peter Snyder. Sitting up there, very, very happy.
And it looks like the other Caperon who played the last time just behind him.
Yeah.
Free kick going to Galen College, and it'll be Putt with the ball in the centre of the ground. Putt, the long left foot kick, slightly off the side of the boot. It favours his teammate though, and we see Judd take the mark. He handballs on straight away. It's spilt down there by Hickey, and we see Foran come out with it now. Foran of CBC goes for the short pass. Brandwood spills a mark. Judd coming through, Putt I should say, coming through once again. Short pass, past Hickey, grabbed down there by Cook. Cook trying to get it back to Hickey. It comes back now to White. White of CBC tried to knock the ball out, looking down there for Howard. Howard gets it, couldn't handle the ball clear. Comes out now where Hodder and Judd. Judd of Galen College knocking the ball on in front of him. Cops the push in the back. Called play on by the umpire. Picked up by Dorr. They're really trying Galen College to bridge their gap, but they're having a little bit of trouble as the players of both sides are very, very desperate. And we see the ball up down there, only 20 metres out from the Galen College goal. Dorr, number 19. Lynch coming in. Neither player a clean knock, picked up by Robertson. He walks one way, then screws the ball down towards the goal. Waiting there is Howard, and he's been in the right place at the right time on numerous occasions tonight. Howard wanting his 5 metres from the goal square. And walk one way, then decides to go to the outer side of the ground. The long kick from Howard up towards the half-back flank. Punched away by the Galen College boys. Dorr comes across, his tackle too high, and Dorr will get the free kick for Galen College with a good kick within kicking distance. But as this game is into the final term, not an easy shot from out there, Doug.
No, certainly not.
By that I mean that these boys will be getting tired.
Yep, certainly. There's his kick. It's travelling a fair distance, but a little bit offline. It's very, very close to the behind line there, and it's through, I think, forced through. And so the O'Donnell will take that shearing kick out from the 10-metre square. As we see the difference now, exactly 5 goals with 4 minutes gone in the final quarter, and CBC can feel fairly happy that they're going to wrap this up, I would say. But you never know. Galen College are in there trying, and anything can happen in football. It's picked up there and brought out by White up towards that centre wing position. Players up high, nobody can take that mark. Barkley was there. Was going to let it for Jopling. Jopling now gets one in the back, a push in the back, but the umpire allows the game to play on. Up towards Buckley. Buckley's been a very, very good player. Up there was Fox. He can't take it out though. He's trying very hard. Kicks it off the ground in the full, I would say. It looked like it to me, but the umpire is on the scene. A lot closer than we are.
You're tougher than that umpire, I would say.
Well, it definitely was, wasn't it? But he's let it go anyway. And we see a very, very courageous player there in Putt, number 18, who's hurt his leg in the first quarter, but is able to go on. There's Meehan with a kick up towards that full forward area, looking for Bergman. He's full forward, but Seymour is running for the ball, and also there was Zabella, and the ball beats them both over the boundary line, out of bounds in that forward pocket area. 5 minutes gone now in the final quarter. Scores remain the same. 8-6 plays 3-6. CBC in front.
Putt and Jopling. Putt number 18, Jopling number 8 is down. Picked up by Hunter. Hunter's well tackled by Chamberlain, but still gets trying to knock the ball out. Picked up by Jopling. Jopling screws the ball back with a left foot. Caperon couldn't take the mark the first time. Seymour comes through, handballs up in the air, punched on again by Hanrahan. Coming across and trying to win possession of the ball with Hernan. Hernan comes in over the top there of Brandwood, and it was bad luck for Hernan there that the ball just bounced the wrong way. There's Putt now, obviously in a bit of pain, and as Doug Wade said, he's shown a lot of courage to play out the game to the extent that he has now. And I certainly hope, Doug, any knee injury is not good, but I hope the boy, it's really only a bruise or something like that, but nothing serious. Kick from the boot down there of Brandwood, and it's 1 point on the board to Mark Brandwood.
They should get him off straight away, Bob. He's been in pain all night, and now at this stage of the night they should have him straight off the ground as quickly as they can over that boundary line and give somebody else a bit of a run, because the game can still be won, but I don't think it's going to help anybody at all to leave Putt on the field.
Free kick taken on the centre wing this time by Cook. There's Putt in the hands of the trainers. And as Doug said, I think they'd be far better off taking him off the ground. It's asking too much of him to keep going at this stage. Knocked away by O'Donnell, back towards the half-back line, bounced over a number of players' heads. O'Donnell coming in again. He'll get the handball up to White. White couldn't handle the ball cleanly. It's played a throw by the umpire. And we'll see down there, White coming on, number 31, and that's Stuart Richardson. Ball up now. O'Donnell couldn't handle the ball cleanly. Free kick has gone the way of McMillan. He told Howard what he thought of things. And McMillan, the opportunity of bringing up his second goal, and as putt is taken off the ground. McMillan's kick, way offline, and it's an example, Doug, that McMillan, instead of having his little bit to say, should have been concentrating on exactly what he was had in hand, and that is kicking his goal.
Yes, 5 goals of difference again now, as you see. 7 minutes gone. And Garland College only need a couple of goals to get back in this, so that would have been a valuable goal by McMillan. A little bit casual there. As O'Donnell now bringing that ball back into play. He's been a very, very good fullback for the CBC St Kilda. The third brought back towards their half-back line, players up high. Nobody can take that mark, stopped out by Dorr. Dorr now has got Judd rather to kick it up towards that full forward line. Here's McMillan setting himself in front. He could have almost played that mark, the umpire. He snaps it over his shoulder. It's a good snap too. It's a beautiful snap, but it's offline. Still in play, is it? No, through 4-1 behind. And so Garland College now gone to 3 goals, 8-26, 29 points behind CBC St Kilda, 8-7-55. 8 minutes gone, so it's still 12 minutes to go. But Garland College will need 2 quick goals now if they're going to have any show at all of getting back in.
Well, with putt off the ground, they're real high marking player. It's going to be very, very hard for them, but they're still in there pitching, and that's the main thing. As O'Donnell puts the ball up, Judd was up, couldn't take the mark, grabbed down there by White. Judd coming back in after it again. Buckley gets the handball out. It's intercepted though by Butler. Butler puts a high kick in towards centre half forward. Nobody can take the mark. Coming through there was Howard and O'Donnell. O'Donnell knocks the ball forward. Howard dives in, knocks the ball out, picked up by Brandwood. Brandwood now drives the ball back towards the centre of the ground. Capron up high, handled the ball beautifully after missing the mark and followed it on. Puts it up in the air looking for Millian. Millian coming down. It's an awkward bounce. It favours Millian. Millian knocks the ball on. Gillen coming through, plays the ball in front of him. Traps it now. Comes back, free kicky on this occasion. Goes for the short pass. Looking there for Millian, and Millian doesn't let him down. Millian, the captain of CBC St Kilda, Simon Millian, has kicked one with far too great the distance at the moment, but it's a glorious kick all the same. It's right up towards the 10-metre line, and the one hand up there by Hernan couldn't take the mark. Bergman's there. Bellerin comes out with it. Chamberlain knocks the ball forward, and then he comes back and grabs Bellerin, and was very, very lucky that the umpire had already signalled that he would bounce the ball. Bounce taking place 15 metres out from the CBC goal. Dorr got the ball down. He comes back again now, brings onto the left foot, and the big ruckman Dorr drives it up. Millian coming across. It was left for Millian by Buckley, and then Millian dropped the mark. Hickey comes through. Hickey, the umpire signalling that was a throw from Butler, and we'll see Millian will get the free kick on the half-forward line. He goes for the short pass. Not a good one. It's over the head of Gillen. Gillen coming down close to the boundary line. He traps it, gets a long hand pass back. Nobody home though for CBC until it's picked up there by Fox. Fox drives a little short kick back. Ballin waits close to the boundary line. Walks back, goes onto the left foot, goes to the short pass. Gillen's there. Gillen and Millian. Millian handballs wide looking for Buckley. It's knocked back by Halloran. And now we see it come back again to Ballinan. Ballinan the left foot kick. And luck the fortune because from the left foot kick of Ballinan, it went right into the waiting arms of Mark Brandwood. And Brandwood had the opportunity of going for his first goal. On the mark there is Ted Judd. And back with Mark Brandwood.
Can't kick with his mouth guard in, Robert.
Well, they say you can't talk with them in, but the first time I've had to see them go without the kick. And it's a lovely kick it is. Maybe that's the secret. Take out the mouth guard.
Right, she must tell Gary Dempsey that. Hey, have a look at that. That's a beautiful shot for goal by Brandwood. Have a look. Very, very good. And he ought to be pleased that. I hope he can find his mouth guard. That's out there. He's got it there. Well done.
Good teamwork there by Lee.
Yeah, certainly great teamwork and a great goal by Brandwood. You see the score, 9 goals, 7-61. Garland College, 3 goals, 8-26. 11-minute mark, final quarter. And that wraps it up for the year as far as Garland College is concerned. But let's see if they're going to fight this game out. 6 goals is a little bit too much to get back at this time of the game. There's a kick forward, a beautiful kick forward too, up towards the centre half forward area. Nobody can take that mark, but they're not giving up. It's kicked out here very, very close to the boundary line. Very, very close, and in fact it's going to go out of bounds. Half-back flank position for the CBC. Up forward flank, of course, for Garland College. We see the captain there of Garland College in McMillan. They're getting ready to take this throw in, but as he's got it up there for George, he's waiting back down to his number 31. He's Richardson, a new player on. Bursting his way through there, or trying to get through, was White. Picked up there by McMillan. A good hand pass over there, and a kick forward, but not a good kick, and a good, strong soccer time mark.
He hurt himself.
He certainly hurt himself there, that Hodder. And he came down very heavy there. I think the ball landed under him. You see the runner going out on the ground. The umpires there, a lot of...
They can give it to the nearest player these days, so...
the umpires should do that. You see the trainers running out onto the ground. He's going to do that. He's going to give it to the nearest player. So it's a play-on situation as the other player down there is in the hands of the trainer, and that's Hodder. The ball kicked down. Million couldn't take that mark. McMillan's in there on top of the ball, but it's going to be a ball up here. No doubt about that at all. As we see the two captain of Buckley bringing it out. Both Buckley and Million wearing the headbands. We see the headbands, rather. We see the player there in the hands of the trainer. And I think that at this stage there should be somebody out to that player.
And Brandwood it is now, who comes out from the half-back line, drives it up towards the wing, giving away a free kick down there with Chamberlain. It'll be Ballinan to take the kick right on the centre wing position member side of the ground. Ballinan from the wing favours the drop punt, reaches towards centre half forward, Droppling up, grabs when not in possession, and he'll take the kick. Droppling, a very good player at centre half forward.
Bring the stretcher out for Hannah.
From the half forward line.
Rather.
Joplin puts it up. Bergman was up high, couldn't take the mark. It comes through now to Hernan. Hernan of Galen College drives it back up towards the centre of the ground. It's in no man's land until Butler comes across. Butler couldn't handle the ball cleanly. It's picked up there by Lynch. He couldn't get the ball out. He dropped it, in fact, and Butler will take the free kick. Butler handballs onto Seymour. He didn't handle the ball cleanly. He's chased by Lynch. Butler drives the ball out wide towards the half-forward blanket. Misses the centre half-back Howard, taken by Juliu, handball across, but Crotty now comes in. And Crotty from the centre wing now. A lovely pass from Crotty, taken down there by Gillett.
Gillen plays on quickly with a hand pass out towards his teammate running past, and it's a kick down, right down towards the teeth of goals. A beautiful kick to Bergman, backing in, can almost take that mark. It's been pushed off though, and out of bounds in that forward pocket area. There's Bergman, and we see it. This is unbelievable, this. You know, like it happens in senior football, happens here too, that the game should be stopped when a player has to be taken off the ground. At least somebody should be out there looking for that player. He looks in a pretty bad way. You see the coach there coming across Peter Snyder and seeing offering an assistance, but he must be okay. As Hollywood has been carried off the ground on a stretch. Let's hope he's not.
Just shows the result of a magnificent and courageous mark.
Yeah.
Back now is play on the centre wing. Foran overruns the ball, picked up by Judd. That's Nicky Judd. And Judd now from the wing. A lovely kick in towards centre half forward. And a well-judged mark by Robertson. Playing on straight away. Puts the hand pass down. Beautiful football. It finds Goodyear. He can run right into the open goal. And he puts it right through the middle for Galen College for goal. Good play there by both Judd and Robertson for Goodyear to finish up with the goal. And he'd probably be a little bit happy because in all of the games so far, he's played in the back pocket.
I was just going to say that, Bob. I thought he was a back man, and he's come right down and kicked that goal, although he's been put down there. And so we see the score, 4 goals, 8-32. CBC St Kilda, 9 goals, 7-61. 15 and a half minutes gone into this final quarter. And a good fight back by the Garland College.
Well, although they haven't put the score on the board, Doug, there's been no slackening of attitude at any stage. The centre bounce. It'll be Lynch for CBC. Dorr. Buckley was who got the knock. Droppling coming across. Droppling, the left foot kick. Straight down the ground towards the forward pocket. Bergman coming out. Should have kept going and attacked the ball. It's grabbed out by Hernan. He gets the handball across the Fox. Coming through. Oh, and 2 players met heavily there, and Droppling popped it. I think it was they both hit heads, and Droppling hasn't moved at all from that stage. Caperon now picks the ball up, and Caperon was penalised, and now they're both getting up. It's a clash of heads from both players there. And again, I say I hope it's not serious. McMillan up high from the back of the pack, couldn't take the mark, forcing the ball forward, and following it on there was Crotty, couldn't get the ball clear though, and Cook comes through. Cook knocked the ball out, Hickey intercepts, Judd and Hickey. Hickey's grabbed by the leg, and he'll take the free kick. Plays on straight away, but he's forced to go back. Umpire there signalling that you must go back behind your mark. Hickey handballs over to Cook. Cook on there to Hanrahan, and Hanrahan from the centre wing drives it towards the half-forward flank. Missed by White. He's able to follow on there again, though. Grabs it. It's tackled too high, though, from Gore, and White will take the relieving free kick.
White on the half-back flank has been a good defender for the CBC St Kilda. Gives it across there to probably the best man on the ground in Howard, and his kick will find Thorne. Midway between centre wing and half-back flank for the CBC boys, and he kicks up towards right up to the true centre wing position. McMillan, 3 players there, score one another. It's going to be picked up by Meehan. He gets a hand pass there. He reminds you a lot of Tim Watson, Meehan, the way he runs. Very, very quick off the mark. You can't have a hand pass in a short kick. He sees he's full forward there, and the Bergman should have taken that mark. He gives a hand pass back to Meehan again. Ducks and weaves. Good play by Meehan. Comes forward, a kick up towards the full forward area, and almost a mark there. Not paid. Kicked over the shoulder by the CBC boy there. In the number 14 is Hunter, and the ball is very, very close and out of bounds from the other forward pocket area. From one forward pocket to the other. There's a ball about to be thrown in at the 17-minute mark, 42nd of the final quarter. The ball is forced down there by Jopling. Has a snap for goal here. I don't know whether it's going to be very close or touched or clear. The player who kicked that was Bellerin, and so CBC now go to 9 goals, 8-62. 5 straight goals ahead of Garland College. 4 goals, 8-32.
Valentini putting the ball back into play. Not a particularly good kick, and waiting there to take the mark is Jopling. Jopling. And it's good to see both of those 2 players who crack heads, Jopling being one of them, back on their feet again.
The other one's walking around the ground, but he's off.
But he looks quite okay, though.
Yeah, he looks okay.
As we see Jopling from 30 metres out. And there's Richardson walking around the boundary, and Jopling from almost directly in front. Should have no trouble with the distance. The accuracy is what he'll be relying on. Favours the drop punt. There's no worries, as I said, about distance, but there's a heck of a lot of worry with the accuracy, because it was very lucky to be a point.
Certainly was, Bob. 19-minute mark of the final quarter, and the game is definitely wrapped up here. CBC will go into the grand final in a fortnight's time against St Joseph's College of Geelong, and what a game that's going to be. They're 2 very, very keen teams against one another in this grand final, and certainly a great effort by both teams. This is their first time in for both the teams, and they've made the grand final. Excellent play. Buckley now picks up that ball from the centre of the ground, kicks it right down towards centre half forward. McMillan sitting himself should take that mark and does. Centre half back plays on quickly up towards that centre wing position, over the back of the pack, and picked up nicely there by Garland College boys. They bring it down towards the centre wing, over the top of the pack there. That's Judd. He goes for the ball in the back to the umpire, and he'll take that free kick. Game is over here now. Judd plays on quickly. It's not for Garland College, so they're going to get into this. A good kick down towards Robertson. Robertson will have a snap for goal over his shoulder here, and it's a good snap too. A beautiful snap for goal, and full point to Robertson. That's his 2nd goal, and Garland College go on to 5 goals, 8-38. CBC St Kilda 9 goals, 9-63, and that's how it's going to finish, Bob. So we're looking forward to a fortnight's time when we see the big match between St Joseph's College Geelong playing against CBC St Kilda. And there you see the final scores here. And this is the very exciting semi-final. CBC 9-9-63, Garland College
Has been a presentation from 7 Sports.
How can this have anything to do with
CBC? Nice kick from Mina Woods. Come up and take the easiest of marks. Pull and kick towards the half-forward line, and a good strong mark taken by Brandwood. Brandwood gets it across to Meehan. Meehan under a bit of pressure. His kick might be touched off the boot. Built by Bergman. It comes through now and he's trying to pick the right handball out towards Crotty it is, and can't handle the ball cleanly. Driving through there was Thompson, couldn't take the ball with him though. Knocked it on towards Rocco. He forces the ball close to the boundary line. It's still going, it carries over the line, and we'll see a throw-in take place in the forward pocket for CBC with the scoreboard reading at the moment. 1 point CBC St Kilda, Warrigal High yet to score, and we're 8.5 minutes into this first term.
Corello in there, opposed against Caperon. Nobody can pick that ball up. There's a lot of play, knocked out nicely by Muirhead. Down towards his teammate running past there. And that was Downey. Downey's kick is brought back in towards the full forward line, but there's Smith again. Kick number 7 coming up to Smith. A kick right out towards the centre-half back position. Nobody can take that mark. But CBC are putting a lot of pressure on the back line of Warrigal High School as the ball is hit out there towards Joplin. Joplin's kick right in towards the teeth of goal. Or Smith again comes through. Beautiful play. Handballs the ball out in front, then kicks it off the ground and follows up beautifully. So we're pushing it along in front of him there. So that's good play. Finally it's forced down by White. But there's Warrigal High doing it out into their captain in Larry. Larry plays on quickly. Guess whose mum's got a whirlpool there? She's got bright colour there, isn't it? Picked up there by Cortez, and Cortez drives it down towards that centre wing position, and there's the mark taken by Ross. I'm sorry, you're right, Bob. The captain actually of Warrigal High is that player that kicked the ball, and coming through again brilliantly there is Ross with a long hand pass out towards their full forward. Here's a chance here for Bishop. Bishop can swing round and have a shot for goal. He's going to line up from about goal. It's well smothered there. Good play by the CBC back line, and it's out towards that centre wing position.
Picked up by Crotty. Crotty's kick up towards the centre-half forward. Gillen coming across. Couldn't handle the ball cleanly. Caperon's there. Gets the handball out wide. Looking for Brandwood. He couldn't get there though, and Downey comes across. Downey of Warrigal High drives the ball up high in the air towards the centre-half forward. It's a free kick downfield. Downey saying thank you to that CBC player for pushing him over after he delivered the ball. And we'll see the free kick taken right on the centre square line. Morgan it is with the ball. Drives towards the centre-half forward position, drops short, and an easy mark taken by Buckley. Buckley puts it back to where it from whence it came. Nobody can take the mark. It went straight past Downey. Coming across and driving the ball forward was Muirhead, but he goes straight to the opposite ruckman there, Lynch. And Lynch's kick up towards Taylor. Taylor kicks it out of the hands of an opponent, and we'll find the free kick going down there, and it'll be Joplin to take the kick right on the centre square line, this time at the forward line for CBC. Good kick from Joplin. Great piece of football that goes across to Madigan. Madigan straightens up and puts it through the centre. A beautiful piece of football by the CBC forward. Great teamwork there and very unselfish play, and that really started, Doug, from desperation at the other end of the ground. And when you called the great desperate play to stop the obvious goal almost that came up from the boot of Bishop at the other end. So although it was Madigan who kicked the goal, full mark there must go to the back line.
Okay, there you see the score, 1-1 to no score Warrigal. So CBC off to a good start here in very, very trying conditions at VFL Park. Number 23 there was Buckley. He'll be opposed to Ross, or it was actually Smith. Ross comes away with the ball though, kicking it right down towards their centre-half forward line. But again, CBC are very, very strong in defence, and a good mark taken down there by White. White, a left foot kick up towards that centre wing position. There's going to be all Warrigal High here, but almost a mark paid, I think, to Lynch. Lynch plays on quickly with an awkward looking kick, but it travels a lot of distance right up towards centre-half forward. But a good, well-judged mark taken there on the last line of defence. I think it was Thompson. Played on quickly up towards the centre of the ground. Players up high can't take that mark. CBC knock it down again, but it's coming in there was Downey. He can't take it. Now he dives on top of it again. Good play by Downey to try and get it out. There's one over the shoulder there to O'Donnell, but the umpire's letting it play on. Knocked out beautifully by Crotto after his teammate there coming past. He's been in everything at the moment, and that's Hodder. Hodder now that's picked up and snapped towards goal. I think it's a goal, a good goal too there by Craig. An excellent goal, picked up beautifully on the run to take Warrigal's score. That's the first score of the match, as you see, being congratulated there by Bishop. And it takes Warrigal on to 1 goal straight. CBC a 1 goal, 1-7. And as you can see the time, 12.5 minutes gone in the first quarter.
Well, I think both teams and the umpire, Doug, are handling the conditions well. Yes, and I say the umpire because he is letting the game flow, and it's something that you have to do in conditions such as this. Back at the centre, Ross, it is, who got the knock. Coming through was Lowry. Couldn't quite get there. He's still coming after it again. Possibly gave away a free kick to Meehan. And the umpire agrees. And we'll find the captain of CBC taking the kick right in the centre of the ground. Meehan's kick dropping towards centre half forward and coming across. A good mark taken out there and handball across to Smith. Smith in everything in this first term, and we see Manly now accept that mark. Handball straight on to Smith again. Smith coming around the half forward line towards Thompson, and a well-judged mark by Thompson. And good anticipation to come around, go for the short pass and find Bishop. Bishop thought about playing on, but then decided to go back, and I feel we'll have a shot at goal. Bishop only 20 metres out from goal. It's a shocking kick from Bishop, going straight across the face. No one can take the mark. Could be holding the man at Chihuahua, but it's called play on as it snapped out of the pack. A beautiful piece of play. Good play there by Croft. And Croft, the half-forward flanker for Warragul High, bringing up their second goal. They go to 2 goals straight, 12 points, with CBC St Kilda 1-1-7.
Well, that's excellent play. There's a lot of enthusiasm creeping into the Warragul High School team now, and that's good. 14-minute mark. They've hit the front. 2 goals straight to CBC 1-1 as the umpire about to set the game in motion once again.
The 2 number 7, Lynch and Smith.
Smith now in the ruck. Gets the tap down, beautiful tap down too, over to James. James's kick is travelling down towards the centre half-back, and a good strong mark. Must be paid. Well, I would have paid it anyway. Picked up there by Downey. Downey's hand pass is intercepted, or it's a throw, and Fawn picks up with a long left foot kick right up towards their centre half-forward line. 27 up over the back there is Taylor. He can't take it. The player's diving in on top of it there. Picked up by Caprion, but the umpire's going to come in and ball it up. As you see there, Muirhead, number 6, 19 on your screen is Brandwood for the CBC. Knocked down, but it's picked up by Bishop. Bishop can't get his kick in. In fact, is paid against him dropping the ball, and one of the best players for CBC is Meenan, their captain, playing very well. He's right at centre half forward now. Beat it right up towards their full forward lines. A chance hit for the CBC if they're good enough. Snapped out of the pack and handball out. Good play with Bishop's in first in. Kicks it off the ground up towards that half forward flank. CBC get it back again up towards it, and it comes back again. This time it's picked up there by Jopling, but he can't get his kick. And there's going to be a free kick there taken by Crotty on the half-forward flank. He's too far out to score. I think Bob he'd be about 45 metres.
I'd agree with you there, Doug. I don't think he'll kick. He goes for the short pass, but it goes astray, and it's taken by James. James tries to play on, took too long to get rid of the ball. It's taken by Brandwood. His kick up towards the goal line. It's punched off the hands of the pack. Caprion comes across, pops one too high, and Caprion will be with the take the free kick only 15 metres out from goal. It wouldn't be his brother standing beside him at all, would it?
Well, they look alike, don't they?
There's Caprion. That's John Caprion. No mistake at all about that. It's right through the centre, and now we see CBC go back to a 1-point lead.
Yes, 16-minute mark. Please see the score. 2 goals, 1 CBC St Kilda. That CBC stands for Christian Brothers College St Kilda. Warragul High School, 2 goals straight. And as I said, 16 minutes gone in this first quarter. Good opening. The conditions are atrocious here when they get it out of the centre, because it's very, very slippery. But the boys are handling the ball excellently, and it's a credit actually to the way to their coaches in Peter Snyder from the CBC St Kilda and from Warragul High, Bert Jackson. It is a credit to those 2 gentlemen, the way the boys are playing this game. There's a put down in the centre again, knocked out towards Bishop. He can't take it. Player there just kicked the last goal, and Caprion, right in the centre of the ground, is going to take that free kick. His captain, just off screen me, and is telling him to get it down quickly. He does just that up towards that centre half forward line. Over the back of the pack, it's a mark taken by Buckley, I think it is. A good strong mark taken by Buckley at centre half forward. He wants to get it down quickly. This will put a lot of pressure on, and it's a beautiful kick too, right down and towards the goal square there. Smith up high, can't take the mark. A bit of a push in the back there by other Caprion. He's diving in on top of the ball. Players in on top of it, and the umpire's going to come in and ball it up right in that 10-metre square. It's a very, very dicey situation here for the Warragul High. Smith's in there, taps the ball over towards Bishop, and there's a free kick coming towards Smith though. And Smith now, this is his 10th kick for the first quarter. What a great opening. 10 kicks to Smith as he brings it out towards his half-back flank.
Out there, it's punched forward by Meehan. Coming across is Thompson. Taylor, I should say. Taylor's kick was smothered. Bishop coming in, couldn't handle the ball cleanly. Diving in on top of the ball, we saw Meehan, but he couldn't get the ball clear. And now we see coming across Gillen. Gillen gets at Lynch, trying to force the ball through. Comes back, and we see play let go as Madigan comes out with it. Madigan blind hand pass taken there by Cortese. Cortese handballs up to Muirhead. Muirhead gets his foot to the ball, and Meehan comes across, cops one too high, and he'll take the free kick. Meehan from half forward, goes for the short pass, looking for Bergman. It goes past Bergman, slides across in the greasy conditions. Wood comes across, tried to kick it off the ground, and over the top of the ball we saw Bellerin. Bellerin's there, tried to knock the ball out, and he's been penalised. It's taken now by Wood. Wood was allowed to play on. Wood puts it out wide towards the half back flank and centre wing as we see Croft come across. Croft couldn't handle the ball cleanly. Wannett comes in to support him, gets the handball forward. It's intercepted by Jopling of CBC. Jopling's kick back towards Wood. Wood under a lot of pressure now. His handball doesn't get any distance. Crotty comes in to pick the ball up, but he's been penalised, and it'll be Wood of Warrigal High to take the free kick. 15-metre penalty brings him up towards the centre wing. A poor kick though by Wood goes towards Madigan. Madigan dropped the mark but gets a push in the back, and he'll get the free kick now on the centre wing. Madigan brings it in towards the centre of the ground, and a diving effort there by Ross. Ross's handball across to Cortese. Cortese's high kick towards centre half forward. It's over the head of Craig coming across, and we should have seen a handball, I feel, but it looks like a long kick towards the forward pocket that bounces through for 1 point. And that was from the boot of Chihuahua. Yep. And I felt then, Doug, that Chihuahua should have handballed across to Lowry.
Yes, I felt that too, Bob. He was in that situation where Lowry could have, from a hand pass, run up about another 15 yards. But there you see the score now, dead level at the first quarter, and that's about the way the game has been played here. Very even first quarter. We've been playing 19.5-minute mark. It comes right down towards that centre wing position. Going in there was Ridley for the ball. He's diving in back on top of it again, but it's forced out there through a combination of a couple of players, one of whom was Gillen, right on the big V emblem here at VFL Park. Nobody can knock the ball down cleanly. It comes out there towards Ross, the captain of Warrigal High. He's diving in on top of it again. Very, very close to the boundary line. Still in play, though. Still in play. Very close. And there's going to be a free kick going to Warrigal High to be taken there by Ridley. Right on that centre wing position. It's a little bit too late to score now. There we go. The silence to end the first quarter here at VFL Park. And this is the fourth quarter final of the AMCO Herald Shield. We find that Warrigal High are 2 goals, 1-13. The same as CBC St Kilda, 2 goals, 1-13.
Now look, in these days of ever-increasing petrol prices, there are many economical ways of getting around.
Very true.
Scott Lowry
Have you ever tried walking
on the back
in
pocket.
for your holiday?
Good point.
Taking a little bit long. Now everyone to get covered. Goes to the short pass out towards the centre wing. Smith up high, couldn't hold the mark, and it's well picked up down there, and handball forward by Madigan. Madigan across there to Grandwood, and Grandwood now with a left foot kick. Centres it well towards in the front of the goal square. Off the hands of the pack. It's taken there by Wood. Wood drives the ball straight towards centre half forward, but it's all CBC as it's grabbed there by Crotty. Crotty back towards the full forward zone. Off the hands of the pack. Knocked forward down there by and kicked off the ground and out of bounds. A bad piece of play down there by Rocco. And we'll see the free kick taken right in the forward pocket on the boundary line naturally, and it'll be Madigan to take the kick. Madigan looks for the short pass. It's a shocking kick from Madigan off the hands of the pack. Morgan trying to force the ball forward. It's attempting to grab it there was Crotty. It's picked up by Buckley. Buckley's hand pass knocked forward by Morgan. Jopling comes across, and Jopling can't handle the ball cleanly. With Helwood not in possession, possibly could have been a free kick. Knocked out there by Brandwood and picked up now by Cortese of Warrigal High. Cortese's kick out towards the half-back flank. Racing for it, we see number 12 Downey and number 2 Foran. Foran knocks the ball back, looking for Gillen. Gillen comes one a little bit high. It's called play on those. Gillen knocks the ball back. Foran's after it, picks the ball up well in these conditions. Foran's kicked down towards the forward pocket, and a good effort to mark by Cortese of Warrigal High.
Yes, he must be taken, Mark. Right on that back pocket position. A lot of pressure being put on their back line. It's only 4 minutes gone in the second quarter, but altogether CBC is putting pressure on with it like that, with a kick down there from Buckley. Almost a mark taken there by Bellerin. But out comes Morgan. Morgan leaves it for his teammate to come through with a kick up towards the centre of the ground. That's good play. The quickest way home was through the centre. Bursting his way through there was Hodder, though. Hodder's kicked down towards the centre half-back, but a good, strong and safe mark taken there by Muirhead. He plays on quickly with a kick up towards the centre of the ground. Bounces high over the back of the pack. Here's a chance now for Thompson. If he's good enough, he slides in there, met very heavily, but it's picked up there by Lowry. Lowry handballs the ball out in front of him. So there's good decision by the umpire. He made an attempt to get rid of it with a hand pass, and then was grabbed afterwards and thrown to the ground. So it's his free kick on the half-forward flank. But the CBC backman now have got every man covered. There's a kick down towards their forward pocket area. Beautiful defensive play there. I think it was O'Donnell. Was it? Yes, it was O'Donnell. Excellent play by O'Donnell to knock that ball out of bounds on the forward pocket area. The interchange there. The new player on the ground, coming on the ground now is Manley for the Warrigal High School. There he is coming onto the ground. His first run in the VFL Park for the night. Knocked down there. Gets a chance now for Downey to pick it up. He handballs it out, but it's CBC a very, very strong. Larry's in there, ducks and weaves and tries to get it out. Diving in on top of the ball there was Buckley, and the umpire's going to come in and ball it up just when O'Donnell looked like he was going to clear it. But a good decision and good umpiring by this umpire here tonight at the 5.5-minute mark. CBC are a goal ahead, 3-1 to 2-1.
On the bounce, it was punched over the boundary line, and we'll see the throw-in take place now in the forward pocket for Warrigal High. Knocked out by Craig, taken there by Buckley of CBC, and Buckley kick up towards centre-half back. Ross coming across, couldn't handle the ball cleanly. It's picked up by Smith. Smith runs wide and out to the forward flank, hooks it down towards the pocket. A good effort down there by O'Donnell to knock the ball away. Picked up and by Lynch. Lynch back towards centre-half back again. Coming across is Brandwood. Brandwood gets a handball over the top and he's looking there for his teammate in Crotty, but coming across is Chihuahua. Chihuahua gets a handball across to Smith. Smith kicks smothered right on the boot. It's back to Chihuahua again. He knocks the ball forward, dives in over the top, but he's held when not in possession. But the umpire previously, Smith, he has paid the free kick, and Chihuahua, Mark Chihuahua, the ruck rover for Warrigal High, will take the kick from centre-half forward. Possibly a little bit too far out to score, but in normal conditions he would get the distance, but with the water there, it's hard to say. Chihuahua's kick, it's a real high one. It's the distance is there, but it's unfortunately way offline, and we see the boundary umpire indicate a free kick because it was over the boundary line on the foot. Kick to be taken down there by Paul White. And White from beside the behind post.
American there, I say, from the Warrigal High School cheer squad.
White kick up towards the half-back flank. Oh, in front there, a beautiful mark taken down there by Foran. Foran has been a solid player so far on that half-back flank. The left foot kick from Foran up towards the centre wing position. Punch forward by Muirhead, the big punch. Kicked off the ground by Chihuahua, taken there by Ross. Bishop, I should say. Bishop across the Cross. Cross goes for the short pass, but it's over the head of Lowry, and coming through in strong defensive work, we see Hodder. Hodder's kick up towards the half-back line. Nobody can handle the ball clearly in the first attempt. Wannet's there. He couldn't get the ball out, and Quantity's also there, but picked up by Ross. He crossed one too high, and Ross will take the free kick right in the centre of the ground. Ross goes for the short pass. Ill-directed though, and it's taken by Lynch. Lynch trying to break away, gets the long hand pass up towards Gillen. Gillen kicks the ball off the ground, up towards the centre wing. Caperon comes across, handles the ball beautifully under the circumstances, and now Caperon drives it down towards the forward pocket. Leading in the race for the ball is Wood. Wood comes through and couldn't handle the ball. It's Caperon, the other Caperon, and his left foot kick down towards Bergman. He drops the marker. It's knocked over the boundary line by Rocco, and we'll see a throw-in take place. So Rocco should learn not to knock it out like that, Doug. He should have picked it up and ran out.
Very dicey.
Very, very lucky that he wasn't penalised for deliberately knocking the ball over. That's the throw-in. It's Caperon at the back. He got the knock. It's taken there by Chihuahua. Chihuahua threw it out, plays on again, picks it up with a kick up towards the half-forward line, but it's left by Buckley and picked up by Bramwood, and Bramwood's beautiful pass hits Crotty right on the chest. David Crotty at the true centre-half forward, short of centre-half forward, actually 35 metres out from goal.
Yes, directly in front. I think the distance, well, I think he probably ought to kick the distance. As long as he drops that ball correctly on his foot, and he's going for a short pass, and a player left all alone there. That's bad play. As Gillen, not one player within 10 yards of him, so I bet you there's a message comes out from the Warrigal coach in Bert Jackson about that. Because now this has put Gillen in a very, very good chance to score. There's his kick. It's offline now, I think. Yes, and 3-4-1 behind to take CBC St Kilda on for 2 goals, 2-20. Warrigal High School 2 goals, 1-13. But in this quarter, at the 9-minute mark, CBC St Kilda are doing all the attacking and are putting a lot of pressure on the Warrigal High School. Knocked out there by Gillen again, picked up by Taylor. Taylor's kick up towards the centre of the ground. It bounces clear. Diving in on top of the ball there is Fine. He picks it up or handballs it over towards White. White's kicked down towards the forward pocket. Smith's in there, kicks it off the ground. That's kick number 12 to 13. Sorry, to Smith. Kick number 13 in this match to Smith. Not a very decisive one, but
still. That's
very effective nonetheless.
It was very effective.
He was surrounded by CBC players.
Yes, it's coming up now as Buckley with the ball up towards their full forward line. And in front is a good, strong mark there. Oh, shocking play though. Very, very poor play to play on in that position. Knocked off the ground and kicked off there by Warrigal High. Coming up towards the centre wing position now, midway between centre wing and half forward flank. Lowry slides and slips, and so does the ball, and goes out of bounds on right in that position, half forward flank, with, as I said before, 10.5 minutes gone now. CBC 3 goals 2, Warrigal High 2 goals 1.
Off the hands of the pack, and Chihuahua grabs it, drives it up towards the centre wing, leading in the race of the ball with Howard. He couldn't get to it though. Coming across is Ross. Ross was held when not in possession, and Ross will take the free kick almost on the half forward line. Player running over the mark. It looks like Million, but Ross goes for the short pass towards centre-half forward. Left by Lowry. It comes back to Lowry again.
Yeah, good effort.
But it's been paid, and it's the big fella there, Lynch, once again. Now it's Foran.
Yep.
Foran, the left foot kick in towards the centre. Cortese couldn't mark. It's off the hands of the pack. Back to Cortese again, and he drives the long kick down over the forward line. Bishop's coming across. It goes past Hodder. There's Hodder and James. Hodder shows a bit too much pace. Knocks the ball over the boundary line, and we'll see the throw-in take place in the forward pocket for Warrigal High, with the scoreboard showing 7 points in favour of CBC St Kilda in this AMCO Herald HSB Shield. James at the back, couldn't get the knock. It comes off towards Downey. Downey picks it up, the little left foot kick up towards the goal square. It's punched away. Players desperately coming now as Hodder comes out. Hodder, a strong piece of play as it allows his teammate to take the ball away. Driven up over to the half-back line. Buckley's there, couldn't get to the ball first, and coming across was Morgan. Morgan handles it cleanly, but it's off and out of bounds. I thought maybe on the full, but it must have bounced just before the line. And the throw-in this time will be on the half-forward flank for Warrigal High. Number 1 there, Chihuahua. 15 Morgan. Caperon coming across for CBC. Over the top though we see the big punch, and it's out towards the centre wing. Good piece of shepherding, allows Downey to pick the ball up, drive it back towards centre half forward. Howard comes across, juggles it, couldn't quite take the mark though, picked up by Million. Million showing plenty of pace, and now goes for what was attempted to be a long kick. Potty couldn't take the mark. Smith there, bundled out of the way. Coming back again, we saw Buckley knock the ball forward. It comes out to Muirhead. Muirhead's quick kick up towards the centre wing. Klopp coming across, knocks the ball out wide. A good piece of play, picked up by Smith. A beautiful piece of play there, and now Smith steadies and drives the ball up towards the half-forward line. Up high, lovely mark taken down there by Bishop, not Bishop, Ross. Ross drives the ball in towards centre-half forward. They're going a little bit short, but it comes off this time as it's picked up by Manley. Manley drives it down towards the goal square. It's off the hands of the pack and punched away. We see desperate players. Bishop now picks the ball up, tried to get the ball forward, but Bishop couldn't actually pick it up because, and it must be a free kick because Bishop was still being held by the CBC player and the ball was in the hands of the CBC boys.
Yes, well, Bishop, he wasn't too happy about kicking the goal down the other end before from a very acute angle. He's an awkward-looking kick, but this shouldn't cause him any worry at all. Bishop lining up now. There's the kick. Is it going to come in? Yes, just in nicely, and so that takes Warrigal on to 3 goals 1. Only 1 point the difference now. CBC are 3 goals 2. We've been playing 13.5 minutes into the second quarter. So the scores are very, very close, and the standard of football here tonight, Bob, is an excellent one.
Very good, Doug, and as you said earlier, it's a credit to both coaches the way these boys have been going about their game.
There's another interchange down on the bench. Is number 19, Matt Dollington, is coming onto the ground. There he is. So the coach, Bert Jackson, is not afraid to make changes. That's 2 in this particular quarter.
Smith up high, James coming through, couldn't pick it up. Caperon of CBC knocks it on to Million. Million's handball towards Jopling. Jopling picks it up beautifully, grabbed too high, but called play on. I was amazed that he called it, let that piece of play go. Grabbed by Buckley, and Buckley threw the ball out according to the umpire, and it'll be taken in the centre of the ground by Downey. Downey of Warrigal High. Not a particularly long kick. Picked up there by Howard. Howard's kick goes, grabbed by Chihuahua. He gets the handball out towards Ollington. Ollington can't handle the ball, and he's held. We're not in possession, and Ollington will get the free kick in the centre of the ground. Ollington, who's just come on off the interchange bench. Poor piece of play. He handball across to Muirhead, but it comes off as now Muirhead gets it to Chihuahua. Chihuahua's kick up towards centre half forward. Not a particularly good one. A beautiful piece of play there by Foran. As Foran now handballs wide, and it's picked up out there by the left footer in the back pocket, and that was White. White's kick goes over the boundary line, and we'll see the throwing take place on the half-forward flank for Warrigal High.
Smith there in the ruck for Warrigal High. So too is Caprion. He gets the knock down. Picked up by the new boy on there at Ollington forward. James picks the ball up down towards their full forward line. The chance there for Mark, but bursting his way through there is O'Donnell. Picked up now beautifully by Ross, the captain, having a shot in towards goal. It's going to be let go by Bishop. A great goal by their captain, Ross. So Warrigal High School have hit the front at the 15-minute mark in the second quarter. They go to 4 goals, 1-25. CBC St Kilda, 3 goals, 2-20. That was good play by Bishop. Bob,
he was very unselfish play, Doug. He knew exactly where he was, and it's better, particularly in these conditions. There's no chance of the ball bouncing back like it might on a dry day.
Right.
And knowing full well it was going to hit the ground and slide through, and very unselfish but good play by Bishop. Back at the centre, Smith there, number 7, beaten for the knock, and Meehan couldn't handle the ball cleanly. Meehan back after it, knocked the ball out wide, but it goes towards Ollington, diving in after the on top of it for CBC, and now we see Muirhead. Muirhead kick up towards the centre half forward position. Foran comes out. Foran now the awkward looking right footer because he's a natural left foot kick. Now comes out wide where Croft leaves the ball for his teammate in Chihuahua. Chihuahua's kick up towards the centre wing position. Buckley coming out is beaten for it down there by Ross, and Ross now swings the ball back over towards the centre of the ground, and racing forward is Meehan. Meehan showing a lot of pace under these conditions. It handles the ball beautifully, and now from the centre of the ground, Meehan drives the ball towards centre half forward looking for length, but up high, a lovely mark to Cortese. Cortese, a centre half back, could get the ball moving in a hurry because he had a couple of players out there, but he took too long and the ball dropped short, and it was Gillen who comes in. Gillen takes the ball, he's racing for it with Manley. Gillen kicks the ball off the ground and it goes out towards Caperon. Caperon snaps it up and swings onto the left foot, hooks it down towards the forward pocket, and a good mark taken down there, and diving effort by Robert Bellerin.
Bellerin now with the ball in that forward pocket area, too far out to score. He's going to kick it up as far as he can. Or he might make the distance from there. The ball a little bit heavy though, I think. There's Bellerin's kick. He's certainly making, it's a magnificent shot for goal. A beautiful shot and a goal for Bellerin. That's his second goal. And CBC St Kilda will hit the front again. 4 goals, 2-26. 1 point ahead of Warrigal High, 4-1-25. And that's the style of game it is. It's been an excellent game here, almost up to half-time. 17.5 minutes gone. And CBC St Kilda, as I said before, just managed to sneak in there with a beautiful goal by Bellerin, who has now kicked 2 goals, 1.
The centre bounce once again.
I tell you what, though, I'd like to know whose league club Meehan's in, Bob.
He does look a good player, doesn't he?
He does.
As James' kick goes up, and it's Howard who comes out. Howard plays on straight away. A beautiful kick from Howard up towards centre half forward. A well-judged effort to mark by Morgan, but he couldn't handle it cleanly. Caperon picks it up, and Caperon goes for the long kick. It's straight towards the goal square, and it's through for another one to CBC St Kilda, so they go to a 7-point lead. Caperon kicking his second goal, so it's 2 goals to John Caperon, 2 goals to Robert Bellerin, and 1 to Andrew Madigan. For Warrigal High School, we've had 1 apiece from Darren Bishop, Peter Croft, Alan Ross, and Stuart Craig. That's the board reading at the moment. Warrigal High 4-1-25, a 7-point deficit to facing Warrigal, with CBC St Kilda on 5-2-32.
We just saw Peter Snyder there under the umbrella in the leather coat, and he'd be very happy. In fact, he sent his runner out straight away out to Caperon after he kicked that goal. It was a great effort. There's the captain again, Meehan, kicking it right down towards centre half forward. Player in the front there could almost be paid the mark, or the free kicker. It does. That's Lynch. They've got a chance here. It's the 19-minute mark, so they've got to get it down quickly. Lynch is about, he'd be 40 metres out from goal. It's going to be a fair kick if he can kick it. He wants to get the ball moving quickly because it's only 1 minute to go. I suppose if he can kick it, it doesn't really make much difference. Now Lynch, it's an awkward-looking kick. It's scuttling right up towards that 10-metre square. Players see nearly over the back there to Bergman, and kick through off the ground. I couldn't see that. Caprion, was it? Yes, Caprion, a great effort. Number 15, he's been congratulated there by Brandwood, and so CBC, right at the dying stages of the second quarter, have gone to 6 goals, 2-38, and what tremendous kicking from both sides in the conditions of this ground. 6 goals, 2-38. Warrigal High School 4 goals, 1-25, and yet again another change being made by Warrigal High School as Wannett comes back onto the ground. And I think it's going to be too late, though, because it's 19 minutes, 40 seconds gone into this second quarter.
From the centre bounce, James it was who grabbed it. Buckley coming across. It's forced forward by Smith, showing a lot of desperation. But again, it's driven back by CBC, taken by Brandwood. Brandwood hand passes across to Buckley, and Buckley now back towards centre half forward. Cortese comes out, spills the mark. Jopling gets in there underneath, and Jopling, because he got over the top of the ball, Jopling will have a shot, even though the siren is gone. I feel though he's too far out, but nonetheless, he'd be silly not to have his kick. Not enough of the Warrigal High boys getting down there, Doug, to make sure that it doesn't go through. The kick from Jopling off the side of the boot, and no chance of going down anyway, but nonetheless he did the right thing by having his kick. And at half-time in the AMCO Herald HSC Shield, we see the scoreboard reading Warrigal High 4-1-25, trailing CBC St Kilda 6-2-38.
Fang returns, and he's brought a few of his mates with him to help tear down used car prices at Sleeman Ford Faulkner. You wouldn't growl at paying just $25.99 for this economical automatic Datsun 180B, would you? Or $19.90 for this well-kept 73 Cortina XLE 6-cylinder.
And nobody's going to growl about getting cash back from your trade-in at Sleeman Ford.
Not when you'll get a big trade-in allowance on this Butte family-sized Valiant VJ wagon priced at only $19.90, and you'll be proud driving one from this price. Oops, wrong group, not this group of specially selected XC Falcons are all the one price, $33.95.
And these automatic XCs are all the one price, just $39.95. For approved purchases, there's no deposit finance, and even leasing can be arranged.
Even on used cars?
Yes, even on selected used cars.
So roar in for one of these Golden Lion deals, personally recommended by Fang, out here at Sleeman Ford Lion Park. No, it's actually Sleeman Ford Faulkner. They do sell cars, don't they?
It's Sevens Big League, bringing you all the excitement of top VFL action. Collingwood versus Richmond, Hawthorn versus Essendon, and Melbourne versus North Melbourne. Sevens Big League, 6:30 Saturday. Brought to you by Big M and Captain Stu.
Start of the third quarter, and late in the second quarter, as you've just seen from the CBC St Kilda, got away to a little bit of a lead, 6 goals to 38, plays Warrigal High, 4 goals, 1-25, as the ball is put down in the centre. CBC St Kilda, first out of it, is picked up there by Torella, up towards the half-forward line. Attempt to a mark there by Howard, can't take it, picked up by James, a left foot small kick, and short. In fact, got a very, very good kick up towards Craig, and he's already kicked 1 goal. There's a chance for his second, and Warrigal High School's fifth, a very, very valuable one if he can kick it. The ball, I don't know whether they've been changing it each quarter. I don't think they have.
I don't think so.
No, not by the look of that. And it'll be fairly heavy. He's lining up for goal number 5 for his team. The torpedo punt looks like. Oh, it's getting the distance to it. Offline a little bit though, and through for 1 behind. So the difference now 2 goals as Warrigal High School go to 4 goals to 26. CBC St Kilda 6 goals to 38.
And so far in this game, we've seen a very good half of football from both sides. CBC looking a little stronger, a more mature looking side overall, and the physical strength under these conditions I think has told a little bit. From the boot, Smith was up high, couldn't take the mark. It's grabbed by Foran. Foran's a long hand pass. The Weller's there. He has the ball knocked away from me, and he's been a great player for CBC, a really good leader. Over the top of the ball there, we see Taylor, but Taylor, a very poor tackle, and he gives the free kick away to Caperon. Caperon, not a very good kick. Bounces across the half-forward line, though. Coming across and trying to handle it was Jopling. Jopling couldn't get it clear, and dives in after the ball, knocks it back. Meehan comes in, picks it up. It's well smothered there by Muirhead, and Muirhead smothered, forces the ball over the boundary line, and the throw-in will take place on the half-forward flank for CBC almost 2 minutes into this third quarter. In front, Cortese, Caperon comes around to the front, knocked over the back, knocked forward there by Warrigal High towards Lowry. Lowry gets the hand pass out, and it's grabbed there by Taylor. Taylor's kick up towards the centre wing. It's over the head of Downey. Foran comes through. Foran now grabs it and throws the ball out in front of him. It's just streaks Howard over the line, and we'll see the throw in this time on the centre wing in front of the member stand. Smith coming across. Got the knockdown towards Thompson. Thompson a handball onto Lowry. Lowry out wide looking for Downey. Down he grabs the ball and just quickly keeps it in play. O'Donnell almost marks it. Now forces the ball forward. Knocks it on again towards Bramwood. Bramwood's there. Thought about the hand pass. Comes back. Had the ball knocked out of his hand. Knocked forward by Tyne and picked up by White. White now on his left foot kick off the side of the boot a little bit. Unable to mark it there was Meehan. Picked up by Caperon. He throws the ball forward. And coming across now is Smith. Smith coming around. Good tackle. And Smith, I thought, should have been given enough time there because he did handball it. But the free kick has gone to Meehan.
Meehan, an excellent player. Best on the ground so far in this game. Excellent captain's game up towards that centre wing position. Coming through with Taylor. He has the ball knocked away. And Caprion, they're very, very close to him too, to Meehan. He's one of their best players for CBC. The ball comes across now to Joplin. Joplin up towards that centre half forward. Their full forward comes out in Bergman. Bergman chaps the ball well, comes back. He's going in a bit of trouble now. He picks up the ball now, has a shot from a long way out. It's going over the back of the pack and just offline now and out of bounds. Right in that forward pocket, so there's a lot of pressure now on the Warrigal High School, as it's right in the scoring zone of CBC St Kilda. In there is Cortez, or Cortese, and also Caperon, knocked over the back of the pack. Coming out of there is James. His kick is down towards centre half forward, and a good diving mark taken there by Brandwood. Brandwood about 55 metres out from goal. A little bit too far out to score, but a very heavy bandage. He certainly has a left foot kick, looking for his full forward down, finding him to a good mark taken there by Bergman. Right in centre of the goal-to-goal line, about 30 metres out from goal. He hasn't yet scored. This would be an invaluable goal to CBC. If he can kick this, would put them 3 goals ahead, and in these conditions would almost be a match-winning lead. Bergman now lining up, taking a lot of concentration. There's the kick. It's off the side, swings back, and I think he's put it through. Good shot for goal by Bergman. An excellent goal. So that puts CBC in a very commanding position. Being congratulated there by Caperon as he comes past. There you see the 2:44. Warrigal High 4 goals, 2:26. We've been playing 5 minutes just on in this third quarter.
Doug, you mentioned Moon in the centre and Caperon on the half-forward flank, but on the half-back line, I've been very impressed with the play of Foran, and also in the ruck, Lynch and the ruck rover and rover in Bramwood and Buckley have also been good players. Smith gets the knock. It goes out towards Buckley. He couldn't gain possession of the ball, but it's Howard who comes in. Howard quick kick off the side of the boot, taken by Smith.
Good morning, and welcome to the videotape replay of this week's AMCO Herald Shield competition from VFL Park.
Well, the stage is set for the AMCO Herald Shield Schoolboys Grand Final between St Joseph's College Geelong, who will be kicking to the right of the screen in this first quarter, opposed CBC St Kilda. In 1977, the AMCO Herald Shield was won by Melbourne High. Last year, Moorabbin won the Shield. And this year, the two teams fighting it out as we see their full forward there in Bergman coming out for CBC St Kilda and taking a fine mark out in front. He'll be about 35 metres out from goal. And Bob, it should be a very, very interesting game.
Very interesting game, Doug, and 2 of the players that have been very impressive so far are responsible for getting that ball down. Meehan, the captain in the centre, got it to Caperon on the half-forward flank, and Caperon, a beautiful pass as it's gone into the goal square now, but that's a mark for mine. It looks like Lancaster down there, another very good player, the ruckman for St Joseph's of Geelong, and he's been a good player right throughout. As we said, go out wide, Caperon trying to get the ball near the boundary. In fact, he has been tripped, and he'll take the free kick wide on the half. Well, it's almost forward pocket, really. Very, very close to it. He's right on the boundary line. Goes for the short pass to central, put it in a central position. Brandwood couldn't take the mark. Living in now is Bergman once again. The quick left foot snap, and it looks like it's through. The first goal of the match. Bergman making an end for the one that he just didn't make the distance just before.
Well, great goal, Bob. Under a lot of pressure, you can see on the screen there. That certainly will free up the CBC boys. 1 minute 20 seconds gone in the first quarter. The conditions out here are fairly good, even though we've had a little bit of rain.
I do believe that it's been drizzling most of the day, and although there's a bit of water on the ground, I think everyone can be justly proud of the way they've turned the ground out. Towards Lancaster, and a big punch from Lancaster, knocked on toward by Dolder, but he didn't gain possession of the ball. Kicked forward down there by Pollard, but he gave away a free kick, and we see Crotty of CBC St Kilda with the ball on the half-back line. Crotty puts the ball straight into the centre. It's off the hands of the pack, racing forward down there, but unable to gain possession. It's kicked off the ground out there for Thicker. Tony Thicker still kicking the ball forward. He's the centre half-back, and it's beaten by Gillen. Gillen puts a hand pass up towards Buckley. Buckley couldn't gain possession the first time. Shepard's the hand pass forward, but it's intercepted down there as we see Kelly. Kelly copped the push in the back, and the centre man for Geelong in young Paul Kelly. And Kelly, Doug, captained the Geelong representative team last year in the schoolboys competition where they did very well. And at full forward, Tim Darcy is number 54 for St Joseph's Geelong. He captained the schoolboys side this year in the Geelong, and they won the inter-zone thing in the schoolboys competition. But Tim Darcy at full forward, number 54, is only 15 years of age.
Well, certainly a lot of talent there in the side. We see a great mark taken there by Pollard, right in the true centre of the ground. A left foot kick up towards that half-forward flank. Player setting himself there. That was Gray in the centre, but picked up there by Buckley, driven out from there, up in towards the centre. This is a chance here for Murphy. Should take the mark, and does, right in that centre of the ground. He'll play on quickly, up towards the full forward line. It's a good kick too. Looking for his teammate further up there, McLaughlin, but he can't take the mark. Pulled down over the back there by Fawn. And the umpire is going to ball it up. I think I might have called that player Buckley before. It was Fawn there with the headband, with the bandage on his arm as the ball goes up. Knocked down
tonight, Doug. There's three of them.
There's three of them, yeah, it certainly is. It's picked away up there by Fine. A kick out towards the half-forward line. There's another one too with the headband. Players running in after the ball. Good play by Murphy as he handballs it back up towards the half-forward flank. Players running for it very close to the boundary line now, as we find that Gray runs that ball over the boundary line. The score, 1 goal straight to CBC St Kilda. St Joseph yet to score, and we've been playing 4 minutes into the first quarter.
At the throw in, Lancaster coming across, hooks it over the back of the pack. Oh, it must be a free kick here to Cole of St Joseph's of Geelong, and he'll have the opportunity of putting it, I would say, landed about 20 metres out from goal. Cole, Michael Cole this is, two brothers. He goes for the short pass. Lead coming to him down there, and a diving mark taken by the young fellow that we were talking about earlier. This is Tim Darcy, and as I mentioned, Doug, he's only 15 years of age at full forward, and he was captain of the Geelong schoolboys this year. Darcy, 40 metres out from goal, kicks off the side of the boot, trying to get the extra distance, out of bounds on the full. The kick will be taken down there by White. Paul White, back pocket player for CBC St Kilda.
I agree with you, Bob. He did try to get too much distance instead of just taking his time. He kicked that nice and easy up into the forward line, but he felt he could get the distance and tried a little bit too hard.
White's kicked up. Howard couldn't take the mark. Punch forward by Lancaster. Back towards Howard again. He's in underneath the pack. There's a bigger pack forming now as we see O'Donnell dive in on top. And the umpire's got no option but to come in and bounce the ball once again. Bounce the forward pocket for St Joseph's. Lancaster up high. Got it down towards Dolder. Dolder's quick little leftward kick. Falling on top of the ball and knocking it out wide. We see CBC's kicked off the ground. Lucky to get it forward. Pine goes on and kicks it again. It's well picked up down there by Murphy. Murphy's kick settles in towards out in front of the goals. It's coming off the hands of the pack. We see McLaughlin racing in. McLaughlin, a quick shot. And there's the equaliser now. A lovely piece of football from young Ross McLaughlin, the little forward pocket rover for St Joseph's Geelong.
Yes, a great goal. Let's put the scores dead level at the 5.5-minute mark in the first quarter. You see McLaughlin there on the screen. We're very happy with that, with the cheek all blackened there, and it's good too. That's a good sign from a professional sign, because the glare out here of the lights is very, very hard on the eyes, and that takes away some of the glare, that black marks under the eyes. And I see all the boys I've noticed here tonight, especially the St Joseph boys, are wearing that. There's a punch down again, coming through there with me, and he couldn't trap it. There's a push in the back there, and there's going to be a free kick taken by Kelly right in the centre of the ground. You'll notice again there the black marks under the eyes as Kelly kicks it down towards centre half forward. It's a beautiful kick too, right down to the back there. Coming in was Fawn. He couldn't mark the ball, but he picks it up, or tries to pick it up well. Diving in on top of the ball there was Fitzgerald. Finally, it's
Picked up there by Howard. He's coming forward, kicked it off the ground. Coming towards in the centre. Lancaster picks that ball up, kicks it down towards the centre half forward. Here's a chance if it goes through this a long hand pass over to McLaughlin again. Can he snap enough for another goal? No, he can't. He tries to knock it on. Kick forward again. Very, very close to the boundary line as it's dived on there by Cole. And it's out of bounds right in that forward pocket area. The scores still remain the same. 1 goal apiece. 6 minutes, 40 seconds gone into the first quarter.
Going very close to the goal point post, I should say. Trying to get it forward is Sharnock. It's grabbed and was it pack forming as we see White try to handball it out. Picked up by Buckley. Buckley's kick is smothered off the boot, and if it was out of bounds on the full, it came off the boot of the St Joseph's boy rather than CBC. So we had a perfect shot of it on the camera there, and it definitely came off the boot of the St Joseph's player. But it's Cole. Michael Cole taking advantage of it. He lines it up. It goes straight across, and justice we might say has prevailed. That's because now we see the free kick going to CBC on the other side of the ground. Kick will be taken down there by Mark Brandwood, and he's the ruck rover, who is another one of the players that's been very impressive so far in this schoolboys competition. Nobody can take the mark. In over the top of it there is Howard. The free kick has been paid, and it's St Joseph Geelong. An awkward looking kick in towards centre half forward. A bad kick actually. It's Crotty who knocks the ball down. Picked up by Howard. Howard puts the ball out wide towards the half-back flank. Racing forward out there we see the CBC player in, not CBC, it's St Joseph's player in Murphy. He gets it across to Dolder. Dolder now takes a little bit too long, but his kick comes off the hands there of Gray. Trying to pick the ball up is Cole, but he couldn't do so. He picked up by Lynch, trying to force the ball forward. The play's a bit ragged at the moment. Meehan coming through, knocks the ball forward, goes on, misses as he tries to kick it off the ground. Dolder knocks the ball wide, but it goes straight towards the CBC player. Well, it must be a free kick upfield, as we see Fitzgerald collide down there with Crotty. Crotty having his word to say, but the free kick upfield, and will be taken down there by Caperon. Caperon trying to play on, good move. He does so now with a handball across to Crotty. Crotty's kick up towards the half-forward flank. Up in the air with Joplin, but he has taken the mark. I thought it came off the hand. Joplin at right mark. It's not surprising, Doug, that Joplin can get up high up in the air because he's an Australian junior high jump champion.
Well, that certainly proved it better tonight.
It's out and out wide now. Hennessy picks the ball up for St Joseph of Geelong. His kick up towards the wing, and it's marked out there by Cole. That's Nigel Cole. And I just repeat that there are two Cole brothers playing.
Nigel Cole now kicks into the man on the mark. That's not good play, but it's picked up there by Gray. Gray breaking away the centre wing position. The short kick down towards that half-forward line. Here's a chance now if somebody can shepherd. It's left to Pollard to pick the ball up with a left foot shot in towards goal, right off the side of the boot. Very, very close to the boundary line. Here's a chance for Darcy to mark it. Can't do so. And the ball goes out of bounds in that forward pocket area. Bob, we've got two central umpires here tonight, so that's for the first time. So that's good for the boys, because that's going to keep the game flowing. The throw in there, Lancaster in, knocks it down. Coming onto the ball there was, in fact, Fitzgerald. He's diving in on top of it again, can't pick it up. Left over there and picked up finally by Howard. Howard's a kick very, very close to that boundary line. Cole tries to run in and pick it up, but it's over the boundary line and that half-forward flank. The scores remained the same. 10-minute mark, so we're exactly halfway through the first quarter. 1 goal apiece, so very, very tight game here in the AMCO Herald Shield Grand Final. We find there Zarnock in the ruck, knocks the ball down. Good play too. Oh, there's a player there in grey. Top one. Cole picks the ball up. Can't do anything with it. Finally up to Meehan. Good handball out, but it's going to be straight to Cole. Cole showing a lot of pace there. Gets around on his left foot. Kicks in towards the goal, but knocked off line there by, I think it was Meehan, and out of bounds. So the ball's going to be thrown in about exactly the same position. 10.5 minutes gone into the first quarter, and the scores are level, 1 goal apiece.
Sharnock, number 23, Lynch, number 7, is over their head and punched away by Brandwood. He puts it wide up towards the wing. Knocked forward down there by Cole. Cole handles the ball beautifully under these conditions, and I say conditions because it is greasy for these players, and a great effort to mark. A diving attempt by Kelly. He sent a man for St Joseph Geelong. Kelly almost to the half-forward line. A glorious kick from Kelly right up towards the full-back position, almost a mark to O'Donnell. Buckley coming across, can't get the ball clear. It's picked up by Darcy, handballs across to Cole, and Cole misses a sitter from the goal square. How he could possibly miss it, well, I'm sure Well, the expressions tell exactly the same story. He doesn't know how he missed it either, Doug.
No, it was certainly an unfortunate. He tried to kick it too hard. All he had to do was just pop it through there. But still, that's the way things happen. And O'Donnell now, from that full-back position, going to play the ball in over towards the half-back flank. Looking there for his teammate there in Brownwood, but it was knocked forward. There's going to be a free kick, though, going to Kelly. And Kelly's a very good kicker. He could land this right in the goal square. It's a beautiful kick. That's no exception. A magnificent kick. Right up in the goal square there. Looking for Darcy. Darcy can't make it. Picked up, snapped it. We'll have to wait. I think it's a goal. A great snap for goal. And it looks like it's
Darcy.
It is Darcy. Yes, a great effort by Darcy to snap his first goal. And it takes St Joseph's on to 2 goals, 1-13. CBC St Kilda, 1 goal straight, 6. 12 minutes gone in the first quarter.
And St Joseph's, Doug, have started this game with far more balance than CBC. It's taken CBC quite a while to settle down. And I think that CBC were probably the favourites for tonight's game. And St Joseph's have taken the game, not only up to them but away from them, really. As we see Lynch now take the ball away from the pack. Good umpiring. Was going to give the free kick, but seeing Lynch had come out with the call play on. And strong defensive work, though, as we see breaking away from full-back Bond. Bond puts it up towards the centre. It's over the back of the pack. Cotty's racing through, knocks the ball forward. Good play, gets it towards Lynch. Lynch falls over, tries to knock the ball wide. It's taken away from there, and Fitzgerald, the captain of St Joseph's Geelong, receives the trip, and he'll get the free kick. Handballs across to Cole. Cole tries to break through the pack. It's well smothered down there by Meehan. Meehan knocks the ball forward. It's accepted by Crotty. Crotty's kick over the shoulder towards the centre position. Jopling comes out, tried to handball forward to Gillen. Gillen diving in underneath, cops one over the shoulder, but call play on. And the back comes Jopling again, and this time Jopling will get the free kick, and he'll drive the ball into the half-forward zone for his side, CBC. It's off the side of the boot, though. Not a very good kick at all. Nobody can take the mark. Ballerin comes in for CBC. Goes for the short pass. A lovely pass. It's accepted down there by his teammate, who drives it in towards the full forward zone. Bergman comes back, grabs the ball quickly, hooks the ball over the shoulder towards the goal, but it's off line just slightly because it hit the post.
Yes, a good shot for goal by Bergman, but just unfortunate that he hit the post, so he's kicked every score for CBC St Kilda so far. 1 goal, 1 is CBC. That's Bergman's score also, and St Joseph's 2 goals, 1-13. 13.5 minutes gone in this first quarter. Kicked in by Bond, so not a very good kick. In fact, it's dropping very, very short, and it's punched forward towards the half-forward line. Players in after there. Looks like Caprion, is it? Caprion is picked up there by Buckley. His kick is smothered. Here's a chance for CBC. Get the handball across to Command. Was going to dummy it and picked up there by Hunter. He has a slot in towards goal, but right off line and out of bounds on the full. I don't know whether he was passing it there to Rodway or not, but it was it was certainly offline and out of bounds on the full. So the free kick's going to be taken in that last line of defence down there.
We did call Rodway, Doug, and he's not in the teams that were given to us.
No, he isn't, but in fact, if that is Rodway, number 16 I was given is his number. Players diving in on top of the ball there now. And the umpire has come in to bounce it up. Half-forward flank with CBC into attack. Punch forward there. Picked up out of there by Gillen. Kicked down towards the very, very close to the boundary line. Coming out is Bond. Good play by Bond as he knocks the ball forward. He's going in after it again there to pick it up. Dives in on top of the ball. And the umpire, what's he going to do? He's going to wait and, I think, ball it up. Umpire now just balled up right in front of the CBC. Picked up out of there by the St Joseph's boys. Kicked further around, but very, very close and still close to the goal line. In there's Murphy, who's going to shepherd it for his teammate there in Lewis, and very, very close as we see coming in there and knocking the ball over is Buckley. So it's out of bounds in the forward pocket area with CBC into attack.
13 points to 7. 15.5 minutes into the quarter as it's grabbed out of the pack by Brandwood. The left foot kick by Brandwood. It's a beautiful kick, but it's good play by Bond as he comes out in front of Bergman. Bond playing on, now drives the ball up over the half-back line. Meehan coming across. Beautiful play by Meehan as he comes in, goes for the long kick down towards the forward pocket, waiting there, but it's punched away, and it's now we see driving in after the ball. Number 17 is Lewis. Lewis gets a minor free kick as he pushed right in the back. Bad tackle down there by Rodway. And Lewis relieves the pressure just for the moment for St Joseph's with Geelong. Kick up towards the centre half-back position. Punch down. Trying to race across there with Fitzgerald. Got one in the back. It's picked up down there by Howard. Howard goes with a short pass. Not a good piece of football on that occasion. Ballerin coming across. and Hennessy just couldn't handle the ball before it went over the boundary line. So we'll see the throw-in take place in the forward pocket for CBC St Kilda. CBC looking for a goal to even the scores. Sharnick number 23, Jopling number 8. Not a clean knockout there as Ficker comes across. Ficker tries to force the ball forward. There's a pack of players forming. This is the grab by St Joseph, but a free kick has been paid and will be taken down there by Rodway. He's a little far out, I think, Doug, in these conditions.
He hasn't gone back far enough either, Bob. He's not giving himself enough room to run in.
Kick into the square. Bergman was up, couldn't take the mark. Buckley coming through, but Bond relieves. Bond drives the ball back up towards centre half back, and Crotty coming across takes a lovely mark. I thought he caught Dolder unawares on that occasion. Dolder thinking he was on his own, only to find Crotty with a big leap come across him and take a very good mark. Crotty from directly in front, 40 metres out. The kick from Crotty will be right onto the goal line. Punch forward. Nobody can get the ball clearly as Bond punches it through, and a desperate piece of play by Bond. Bill Bond, the fullback for St Joseph Geelong. Good play there, Doug.
Yes, certainly good play. The only thing he could do is Bond now bringing that ball back into play as we see the score 13 plays 8 at the 17.5-minute mark in the first quarter. Kicking it in. It's coming down towards the centre line, allowing Kelly here, if he's got enough speed to pick this up. He's a good player, Kelly. Knocks the ball out. Could have almost been a free kick, but the umpire lets it go on as Hunter comes in, dives on top of the ball. A lot of players, a lot of scrambling play, picked up by Cole. Cole can just get a little kick in, not a very good one. Coming through there and held without the ball is Howard. He's going to take the free kick. No doubt about that. Is it Howard or it's going to Lynch? Well, Howard was held. Must have been another infringement after that. And right in that centre wing position. Lynch now with a kick up towards a beautiful kick too. A torpedo punt right up towards that half-forward line, and their player backing back in and taking a good mark was Ballowan. Ballowan plays on quickly there. Over to Gillian. Gillian had a shot for goal. It looks pretty good. Just offline. So a further point on the board to CBC St Kilda. They go to 1 goal 3-9. St Joseph's at 2 goals 1-13. 18.5-minute mark of the first quarter.
Kicked in by Bond. Waiting there was Grandwood. He was spoiled by Buckley. Grabbed and driven up forward by Capra. Capra's left foot in towards the centre of the ground. Pollard's there, almost a mark to Pollard. Lynch gets a handful up to Howard. Howard knocks the ball up in the air. Ficker couldn't grab possession. It's back with Howard again. His long handball is taken down in by Meehan. Meehan goes for the long kick down towards the forward pocket. It's in no man's land as it bounces. Bond punches the ball on and it goes over the boundary line, and we'll see a throw-in take place. Thrown in the forward pocket for CBC St Kilda. They're steadied in actual play, having plenty of play in attack, but they're still 4 points down at this stage, and there's only 1 minute of play left. So from this, if they're going to either level the scores or just hit the front, they need a goal from this passage of play, and this is not going to help them at all because a free kick is going down there to Michael Cole.
Bob, that 16 Rodway, you say it's now Madigan?
I do believe so, Doug.
Yeah, right.
Lancaster misses the sitter in underneath and getting the free kick. More by accident than anything.
Yeah.
But, Lynch it is who will take the free kick. Lynch, an awkward looking kick, but he's been an effective player right throughout this series. Long kick by Lynch down towards the 10-metre line. Bergman was up high. Crotty grabs it. It's not Crotty, it's Gramwood. Kicks offline though, and 1 point the result.
Well, that'll be the final score, no doubt about that. 19 minutes 50 seconds gone. Almost time now as we see this final score for this quarter. CBC 1 goal 4-10. St Joseph's 2 goals 1-13.
Sleeman Ford Faulkner say well done McDonald's on the opening of your 100th family restaurant.
And for value family motoring, Sleeman Ford's the place.
Special group of XC Falcons, all 6-cylinder, all with bucket seats, all at one price, just $31.90.
Falcon XB wagon, plenty of space for the family, just $26.90.
And if you take along a McDonald's restaurant tray mat, Mr. Sleeman will give you $50 off the price of the car you buy between June 25th and July 14th. I wonder if he's got something for my sister, the ski nut.
What about this Snow Bunny Special 76 Cortina XLE with sunroof and floor shift, just $42.90.
And you can have $400 cash back from your trade-in.
My dad likes to tow things.
Well, he'd like one from this special selection of V8 XC Falcons with T-Bar auto and power steering. All the one price, just $39.90.
So get out to Sleeman Ford Faulkner for terrific family deals on used cars. Then up the road to McDonald's Faulkner and join in their 100th store celebration.
Joseph's first into attack at the centre-half forward line. Knocked forward there by Dolder. Scrambly play is going to be a free kick to Cole. Cole play, or not a good play by Cole. Shouldn't have played on that situation. Lancaster there throws the ball out up towards that centre-half forward area. A lot of scrambly play. A player pulled off the ground, off the ball there when he didn't have it. And that's their captain, and Meehan. He'll take that free kick at the centre-half back position.
Meehan goes for the long kick. It drops a little bit short. Buckley in the front position, and it's called leave it by Gillen on a very good mark. Gillen again going for the long kick. It's up towards centre-half forward. Knocked forward by St Joseph's, grabbing it out of the pack, but unable to get the ball forward. Picked up by Caperon. He goes for the short pass, and a beautiful pass. Hits Bergman right on the chest. A lovely kick, that one. Bergman, I thought, may have tried to hurry a little bit because there was nobody at all in the square. But Bergman showing plenty of concentration as he lines up, going for his second goal. The goal umpire hardly moves as he looks up over that underneath the ball. And there's Bergman's second goal. So now CBC St Kilda go to a 3-point advantage.
Yes, and Bergman there has kicked both goals for CBC. 2 goals for, in fact, he's kicked 2 goals, 1 of that 13 points of the 16 that you see there. St Joseph's are 2 goals, 1 13. And so at the 1.5 minute mark, as Bob said, CBC are in front by 3 points.
At the centre bounce once more. Not even at the 2-minute mark yet. So CBC have settled down a little bit. A big punch by Lancaster. Grandwood's there. Wide hand pass looking for Crotty. The ball runs past Crotty. Fitzgerald comes across. Both Fitzgeralds are named John. They put wide to the half-forward flank. White giving away a free kick to McLaughlin. And McLaughlin, who has kicked one of St Joseph's 2 goals. This time there's no chance in the world of him kicking a goal because he's way up over the half-forward line. McLaughlin going for the short pass down towards the forward pocket, and a good mark by Darcy, who's the other goal kicker for St Joseph's of Geelong. Darcy, he too goes for the short pass, very effective once more, and Fitzgerald, the captain of St Joseph's, now within kicking distance, but it's a very acute angle. You see the boundary line in the back line, in the background, I should say. So Fitzgerald, Doug, would be a very good kick to put it through from there.
Yeah, this is John Fitzgerald with the ball in the half-forward flank. Kicking in now. It's a good-looking kick too. Will it make the distance though? We'll wait on the umpire's decision. I think it has. Yes, a great goal by that captain. Just got in.
Captain's goal, you might say.
Yes, it's certainly a captain's goal. Reminds me of, I don't remember, but an old Geelong player in Ganinin used to kick him, just lob him up like that and kick goals.
Talking about old Geelong players, Doug, St Joseph's old boys are former Cats coach, Bill McMaster,
right.
And current players and still playing football in Kevin Higgins, Michael Woolnough and John Scarlett.
Yeah. So they've produced some good players.
We'll go through a couple of the CBC boys in a moment, but back with the play as Lancaster and Lynch compete for it. Lynch gets a knockdown, looking for Meehan. Meehan quickly handballs forward. Lancaster coming through, trying to knock it out. Picked up by Buckley. Buckley's kick high up in the air to no man's land, really, as Lewis comes out. Lewis cops a high tackle, and he'll get the free kick and put the ball from the centre wing, or halfway between wing and centre, up onto the half-forward line for his side, St Joseph's of Geelong. Kick dropping short, but it's effective because in the front position was Kelly, and Kelly so far has been a very good player. Kelly, once more a long kick, centre half forward the position, pushing the back going to CBC. No, it's going the other way. Well, I think he must have been pushed into the CBC player in the first place, but it was the first kick, the first one that the umpire picked up, and that's going to Darcy, who has already kicked 1 goal.
I don't think he knew either. He gave it to somebody else at that stage. But Darcy now, from about 35 metres out from goal, let's see if he can kick it. It's a good-looking kick, but offline and through for 1 behind. So it takes St Joseph's with 3 goals, 2-20, CBC 2 goals, 4-16.
And while we were talking about some of the CBC former players and that, we go way back with former North Melbourne and St Kilda coach Alan Killigrew, and present players Francis Jackson and Michael Smith at South Melbourne, and a young player who's played just a couple of games with Melbourne in Jim Durnan.
Well, Killer was there, was he? That's a well-known name, isn't it? Alan Killigrew, eh?
Lancaster getting the free kick, not waiting for it though, playing on straight away, looking for Darcy down at full forward. Coming across was White, he gets it across there, and we see O'Donnell trying to force the ball out. O'Donnell, in his attempts, gets a push in the back, and he'll relieve the pressure for the moment for CBC. And at that stage, since we saw CBC hit the front early in the quarter, it has been St Joseph's, Doug, continually putting the ball forward into attack. Lancaster was up high, couldn't get the possession of the ball, and he went straight on, tackled his opponent down there in White, and we'll see a resultant ball up. Lancaster and Lynch. Lancaster up over the top, grabbed by Buckley. He couldn't get a kick though. Fitzgerald dives in underneath the pack. The umpire coming in to indicate that he'll bounce it once more. This time from the bounce, it favours Lancaster. He runs straight back into trouble, gets a hand pass across, and it's taken by Howard. Howard puts the long kick forward towards the half-forward line. It's off the hands of the pack. Lewis tried to get it. He couldn't do so. And coming in there and trying to get the ball forward was the player down there in Hunter. Hunter couldn't do so. Gillen picked it up. A wild hand pass from Gillen. He dives back in under it. And CBC being a little bit ragged at the moment and giving away another free kick. This time it's going to Capra.
Yes, Capra from the centre half-back position. You want to go straight up the ground because that's the shortest way home on any ground, but more particularly here. It's a good mark. I would have paid the mark there to Fitzgerald. Yes, he has. Their captain right in the centre of the ground. He plays on quickly with a hand pass. That's good play to get it going, and Kelly should drive a long kick right down towards that full forward line, and no exception. A beautiful kick down there. Almost a mark taken. Dive back on top of the ball there again. It looks like Zarnock, but he can't take it, and it's going to be a ball up right in that forward area, as you can see there, the 10-metre square just in the left of the screen. Not very far out from goal. It's a punch forward. Players in there. It's good play by Brandwood to get it out towards that centre wing position, half-forward flank, but a good strong mark taken by Murphy. Murphy plays on quickly out of the full forward flank area there. A lot of players on top of it. Darcy is one of them. Could almost be played without the ball. But picked up there and driven, or tried to be driven forward by Gray, but coming out of the back line there is Thine. He can't pick it up. Now I can't pick that play. I think it might have been Thine knocked down there, but the players playing on quickly. Ball's up and towards that centre half forward. A very, very desperate play here by all the players. It's going to be a free kick to Murphy at the midway between the centre and the centre half forward area for the St Joseph's College. He wants to get that ball on quickly. A lot of players up in the half forward line. There's a beautiful kick too up towards that half forward line. A lot of players. Brandwood there should have taken that mark. Darcy throws the ball out to Fitzgerald. It was a throw. Left foot kick off the side of the boot and out of bounds in the forward pocket area. At the 7.5-minute mark in the second quarter, we find St Joseph's 3 goals to 20, 4 points ahead of CBC St Kilda, 2 goals for 16.
The goal is not easy to come by in the forward pocket at the moment. Could have been a free kick to Lynch, but it's to the left now as Brandwood again drives the ball forward. Kelly's there with Gillen. Gillen goes for the second time. Good play by Gillen, but it's equally good play as Ficker smothered it. Picked up quickly and handball forward by Jopling. He couldn't get it out clearly though. It's knocked on by Meehan, taken by Ficker, who gets a hand pass back. Gillen's there. He'll handball over the top looking for Meehan. Meehan runs into a bit of trouble, but possibly, yes, he might not have got his hand to it, Doug. No. I thought he tried to get the handball out, and now it's Ficker with the free kick. Ficker putting it up towards the centre wing. A lovely mark by Buckley. Plays on straight away, looking for Meehan. Meehan almost dropped it, but his reflexes there, very, very good, and he took it on the second grab. Meehan, a nice kick in towards centre half forward at the back, and coming across down there was Madigan. Couldn't get possession of the ball. Grabbed by Hennessy. Puts it straight back up the ground on a diving mark taken down there by Crotty.
I like the look of this player. Rob is a very solid player.
Crotty. Awkward looking kick. Bergman at the back. It's knocked down the ground by Bond. Good players. Capra now picks it up. Capra going for the long kick up towards the centre wing. Up high from behind we saw Thine. He couldn't take possession of the ball. Murphy tried to come through. McLaughlin picks it up, goes for the little short kick. It's grabbed down there by Kelly. Kelly drives it towards centre half forward. It's very effective as it's taken down there by Cole. He balks around. He'll go for the shot at goal. If it runs truly, it could make it, but no, he's offline and only 1 point results. So Michael Cole brings up his second point.
And now we find the difference. 21 plays 16, so 5 points with St Joseph's in the front as CBC bring it out again out towards that half-back flank. Meehan waits for it over the back and tries to knock it on. Can't do that. Brandwood picks the ball up now. He's playing very, very well, Brandwood. Knocks it, kicks it down to the centre wing position. It's picked up there by Lewis. Lewis's kick is going to be taken by Hunter, or missed by Hunter. Picked up by Zarnock. He's going to be caught with the ball though. Finally gets a hand pass in, a good hand pass to diving in after the ball where Fitzgerald, and that's the play by St Joseph's as Lancaster now punches the ball out. Not good play. Goes to his opposite number there and Thine. Now St Joseph's got a chance again as it's picked up there by Pollard. Pollard, a long kick over to Cole. Cole can break away and have a shot for goal here. Oh, there it is, a well-smothered, good play. Oh, almost picked up there by Dola, but once again it's taken away by O'Donnell. Up towards that centre half-back. A lot of pressure play here at the moment as Fitzgerald dives in and out for the ball. Picks it up beautifully. Has a shot in towards goal. It's swinging round very, very close, but offline and through for one behind. Excellent play there by their captain in Fitzgerald. Take St Joseph's now on to 3 goals for 22. One straight kick ahead of CBC St Kilda. 2 goals for 16. 10.5 minutes gone in the second quarter.
CBC, Doug, having a lot of trouble getting the ball past their half-forward line because every time it gets there, their players are behind. O'Donnell puts the ball back towards the half-back line. Lancaster up high, couldn't take the mark. It's grabbed and driven out wide by CBC. Looked like Gillen down there, but he couldn't get the ball in clear in direction. That was Kelly in the picture at the moment, and we'll see the throw-in take place almost on the centre wing. It's the throw-in. Grabbed down there by Gillen. A little short kick. Cole comes across and, well, I thought it might have been the other way.
He bounced the ball.
We'll find Lynch with the kick. Lynch, a real floating kick. It'll be an awkward one for anyone to mark. It's punched down the ground. Pickett goes on after it again. Buckley coming through. Couldn't win possession of the ball, though. And a quick kick out wide by Capra. Capra's up. Zarnock was up high. Cole kicks the ball off the ground. Goes on after it again. He'll go for the short pass down there looking for Darcy. O'Donnell coming out in front of Darcy. Couldn't take the mark. Picked up down there by Howard. He could have fallen, I should say. He's pulled away from the ball. He should have knocked the ball out, as the umpire is now indicating. He had plenty of opportunity there to get rid of that ball and knock it wide. And I thought it was a good decision, Doug.
Yes, it was a good decision. I thought that it was a little bit unfortunate for the CBC, but it was exactly the right decision. Oh, good mark. That's an excellent mark there. Taken by White. He plays on quickly with a left foot kick out towards the half-forward line. It's going to be very close to the boundary line, though. Murphy's in after it there. So, too, is a very good player for CBC and Crotty, but he's going to give away a free kick there. This has been taken by Murphy. He plays on quickly. A short pass, a good pass, too. Up to McLaughlin. A further hand pass over to Cole. He was going to hand pass it, then decided to have a kick. It's going very, very close to that goal line, but it's me in there with the ball. Tries to handball it over. Here's a chance now for CBC to break away from that as they do that, just that. Oh, not a good effort there to try and handball it as White comes now with a kick up towards that centre wing position. Here's a chance now for Jopling. It's beaten to him by Ficker. Ficker comes through the well shepherded there too by Zarnock as he kicks it up towards the half-forward line, but it's all CBC and a good strong mark taken there by Hunter.
Hunter in between the back line and the half-back line. Goes up the centre of the ground. A poor kick was off the side of the boot. And once again, Kelly, a very, very good player in the centre, takes the mark. Kelly having his 8th kick. Kick dropping short a little bit. Almost a mark down there.
And he paid.
And I think he's paid the free kick rather than the mark. Right. And we see him dragging it off the back. It's Darcy, the young full forward. Darcy not being happy with the little bit of treatment he got there. He'll go back and go for his second goal. 1 goal the difference at the moment, so Darcy with the opportunity of making the margin between the two sides at the 13.5-minute mark. 2 goals. Tim Darcy runs a little bit close to the man on the mark, but it's still an effective kick nonetheless. The goal umpire indicates full points, so Darcy brings up his second goal and takes his side to a 2-goal lead.
Yes, a great effort by Darcy and the St Joseph cheer squad over the other side of the ground are going wild as we see the score there. 4 goals for, 2 goals straight ahead of CBC now. 2 goals for 16 as there's the very big cheer squad coming up from Geelong from the St Joseph's College down there. And they're seeing their team run away at the moment to a 2-goal lead, and that's a very good lead in the conditions that we have here as the ball is put down in the centre again. We've been playing 14 minutes into the second quarter, so there's only 6 minutes left in this quarter. Now it's Caprion who brings that ball around up towards that full forward line for CBC, looking for Bergman. Bergman can't take it. There's a chance now for Bergman to back up, but it's going to be a free kick going to the St Joseph's player there in Bond. A very good player when the ball comes down. He played in, I think we were talking about it before, Bob. I think he played in attack in the last couple of games. This time he's at fullback.
There's a ruck rover also as Bond's kick, a little bit offline, but we saw Ballerman and Lynch almost running to each other. Lynch tried to get the hand pass out. Players desperately diving in on top of the ball. We saw Hunter come out with it. Pardon me. The umpire now comes in to bounce it on the half-forward line for CBC. At the bounce, Jopling's up high. Couldn't get a clear knock though. Coming across as Hunter. Can't win possession of the ball. Kicked off the ground down there by Cole. Out to his brother and the other Cole now, and that is Nigel Cole. Puts it down towards the half-forward line. Lancaster's in the front position. Hodder tried to knock the ball away. Grabbed down there and thrown across by Pollard. Able to get away with it. That was the umpire calls play on, and a great mark by O'Donnell coming across in front of the pack. O'Donnell plays on in a hurry, but not a very good effective kick. It was only the good play down there of Crotty. Crotty knocks the ball out. Grabbed by Caperon. Caperon gets the handball out to Meehan. Meehan drives the ball up over the half-forward line. If Hunter's got enough pace, he can get there, but no, he's beaten by Hennessy. Hunter's got to go in after it again. Hennessy knocks the ball forward. Grandwood coming out. Dives in after it, but good play by Hennessy. He knocks the ball forward to Bond. Bond's kicked back towards a half-back flank. Caperon coming down. Runs past Cole. Diving in underneath there is Joplin. The umpire's got no options to come in and bounce the ball. This time it'll be on the half-forward flank for CBC. Zarnik is there, and Ruckman for St. Joseph's. Got the ball down. Grandwood grabs it. Grandwood puts it down towards the forward pocket. Bergman up high, comes over the back of the pack, and we see racing into the open goal and putting it through, and that is Madigan.
Well, that's going to bring a little life back to the CBC as we see Madigan there. I think earlier Bob were calling that player Rodway, but we've led to believe it is Madigan.
Well,
we see the score.
We might explain, Doug, that our team sheet gives Madigan as number 40, but we did find out that Madigan currently has changed number.
Right. So the difference now, only one goal, the 16.5-minute mark in the second quarter. A very valuable goal, that one, because St. Joseph's have been doing all the attacking in this quarter since the start, about the 5-minute mark. The umpire's about to put that ball down again. Lancaster there. The umpire was in his way as he comes through. Was picked up by Fitzgerald. He trips and falls over at the wrong time, but picked up there and driven forward by Kelly. But a good mark over the back. I think that's looks like Hodder, is it? Hodder it is. At the centre-half back
position. It's good to see Hodder out there, Doug, because he's the young boy that on the last occasion took a magnificent mark, dived and fell and was carried off on the stretcher. So it's great to know that he wasn't seriously injured when he did that great piece of play. Fitzgerald picks it up now, puts it towards the centre-half forward. Hodder coming across. That's the player we were talking about. His left foot kicking towards the centre of the ground. Racing through it there was Murphy of St. Joseph's, tapping the ball out wide, looking for Kelly. Kelly diving in, and although it was desperate, I cannot agree with that one at all. No. Definitely a bad tackle for mine, but the umpire saw it the way of Lynch, and Lynch drives it now up there. Got the hands of Fitzgerald, grabbed down there and put forward by the St. Joseph's boy in Hennessy. Knocked out towards the centre wing. Fitzgerald coming through, leaves it for Cole. He knocks the ball forward. The other Cole comes across and it's racing towards the boundary line. It's Cole and Foran, the two number 2s. Foran grabs it, handballs forward. It's close to the boundary line still. Diving in underneath with showing tremendous courage is Dolder, and because of that he comes out with a free kick. Dolder of St. Joseph's Geelong towards the centre-half forward position, and a lovely mark taken there by Pollard. Pollard, the left foot kick down towards the forward pocket, knocked out wide. Good piece of roving there by Cole. He snaps the ball back across the goal square. Lachlan leads in the race of the ball, couldn't pick it up. Picked up by Murphy. He snaps towards goal, but O'Donnell diving there might have just beaten the mark, the goal line, and a great piece of defensive work by the full-back in O'Donnell. O'Donnell, in his haste, puts it up towards centre-half back, but his teammates are outnumbered, but Howard, with good football, comes out on top. Couldn't handle it cleanly. He's coming across as Kelly. Kelly so far a great player for St. Joseph's. He couldn't handle it that time. Picked up now by Howard. He comes back, shows a lot of, I'll call it patience, as he waited until players were right on him. Diving in there was White, but he dived on top of the opponent, and the umpire coming in to indicate that he'll bounce the ball halfway between centre wing and half forward on the St. Joseph's half of the centre. At the bounce, Lynch up high, hooked the ball back. White coming across, grabbed by the foot, still diving in there and trying to get it out was Lynch. Player showing a lot of desperation. Grabbed by Kelly, handball forward. Fitzgerald it was. Buckley coming in, and this time it's gone the other way, and we'll see Lynch once more come out with the free kick.
Lynch now from that half-back flank. You want to get the game going quickly because it's 19 minutes, 25 seconds gone in this second quarter, and so there's not much time left as Murphy brings that ball up towards that half-forward line. Players
there. That number 7 was Gray, but picked up by Meehan. He knows what to do as he gets it down quickly. Caprion now breaks away with a kick up towards the centre half forward. Here's a chance now. It's there by Gillen. Gillen handballs further over again to Brandwood. Brandwood's tackled. Very, very good tackle. Great play by Brandwood. Ficker by the St Joseph's College to tackle Brandwood rather. Ficker comes through there, knocks the ball on. Now back to Ficker again. A further hand pass out to the centre of the ground. There's Kelly with a kick right down towards that full forward line. Time is running out as the siren sounds to end the second quarter. And we find going in at half-time, CBC St Kilda are 3 goals for 22, trailing St Joseph's College Geelong 4 goals for 28.
Sleeman Ford would like to congratulate McDonald's on the opening of their 100th family restaurant.
And talking about families, how about this for a deal on Ford's world-class family car? Sleeman's Economy Pack Falcon GL Automatic can be leased for just $29.90 per week.
What about my bike and Billy Carton?
Okay, for those families who like to take it all with them, the Sleeman Ford Economy Pack Falcon GL wagon is only $1 more. Yes, you can lease one for just $30.90 per week.
And if you're just starting a family, Sleeman Ford has European Formula Ford Escorts like this Escort L2 door for just $42.90, plus on-road costs.
And if you take a McDonald's restaurant promo into Mr. Sleeman's when you buy a car between June 25th and July 14th, you'll take $50 off the price.
So get out and see the new Fords now at McDonald's Faulkner and get your Big Mac at Sleeman Ford Faulkner. No, that should be get your Big Mac and see the new Fords at McDonald's and get a terrific new Ford family deal from Sleeman, I think.
Gee, grown-ups get confused easily.
See the scores. You can't get much closer than that, although St Joseph's have been playing probably a little bit better than CBC. Started the third quarter, 4-4, plays 3-4. St Joseph's in first attack through a long knockdown there by Zarnak, their tall Lancaster rather, their tall ruckman. And there's a free kick down there to Pollard. Pollard from the goalward side of centre of the ground, kicks it down towards centre half forward. Darcy tries to take the mark, can't do so. Back through the pack there was Thine. He gets a handball over to Brandwood, further afield to his teammate there, and coming down onto the top of the ball there was Howard. He picks the ball up well. He's a good player, Howard. I can remember in all the night games he's played very well indeed. His kick's going right out towards that centre wing position. Over there looking for Madigan and Ficker, but the ball beats both of them over the boundary line, right in front of St Joseph's, the big crowd there, as you see, behind the cheer squad, and the score, of course, remains the same.
Doug, St Joseph's might appear to have been getting the benefit of quite a few of the free kicks, but this is because they've been first to the ball all night, and as a result, CBC have been quite ragged, really, and given away a lot of free kicks. As we see, good mark taken there by Lynch, but they have been very ragged in their tackling and such tonight, and it's mainly because they've been behind. A beautiful kick down there from Lynch. Comes off the hands of the pack. Fitzgerald kicks it off the ground. Diving in, he'll have to get a free kick down there, and that's Brandwood. And Brandwood, I think, Doug, has probably been CBC's best player tonight.
Yes, he's been a good player.
Brandwood from the half-forward line.
I like Clotty, too, has been a good player in the half-back line.
Nice kick from Brandwood. Bergman up high, couldn't take the mark. It's grabbed out and handballed forward by CBC. Good play down there as he's looking for Caperon. Caperon knocks the ball wide, then falls over at the vital moment. Capra's coming across, carries the ball over the boundary line, and we'll see the throw-in take place in the forward pocket for CBC. 28-22, almost the 2-minute mark of this third term. CBC desperately trying to level the scores as Ficker comes across to St Joseph's, puts the handball wide. It's over the head down there of Madigan. Gillen coming across, screws the ball back towards the goal square, and Bergman was up, couldn't take the mark, kicked off the ground down there by Buckley. Buckley tripped, but it's through for 1 point, and the margin now between the two sides, 5 points.
I'm not quite sure who the player was there, but he put his teammate under a lot of pressure because he couldn't handball with his left hand. He handballed with his right hand and therefore was not an accurate type of a handball. You've got to really be able to do everything with either foot or hand, and that wasn't the case then. So he was in an awkward position on his wrong hand, tried to handball with his right hand and put, as I said, his teammate under a lot of pressure, and CBC were able to drive that ball forward and almost score a goal. As we see the field umpire bounce that ball. It's about the centre-half forward. Lancaster's up high, can't get the decisive knockdown. There's a player coming through there is Lynch.
He played very well too.
He played very well.
Tremendous number of free kicks because he's got a lot of courage and dives in on top of that ball.
He's going to kick it very, very close. He's running a bit close to the man on the mark. Oh, it's not a good kick. In fact, it was too close to the man on the mark there and put him off, as you saw. A handball was about to be made there by Madigan, but it's a free kick because he was pushed in the back. And he'll take it about the half-forward line. Again, looking for a short lead and looking for and finding Brandwood. Brandwood will be about 45 metres out from goal. A little bit too far out to score, although I don't know. Brandwood, I haven't seen him have a shot for goal tonight, as the ball was given back to him.
I'd be surprised if he can kick it from there, Doug.
Yes, I would too. He's a fair way out. But you never know if he gets onto it. He just wants to concentrate and just to get that leg doing all the work rather than trying to kick into it. Just a nice casual approach. He's got that. He's going to, he will change his mind again. I agree with him. It should be a torpedo kick. It's a beautiful kick too. A magnificent goal. A great goal. And the scores now make CBC St Kilda hit the front with a beautiful goal. He changed his mind there from a drop punt when he felt he couldn't make the distance with that, and the torpedo was definitely the right decision. With a great goal.
With a kick like that, Doug, don't you like to be proven wrong?
Yes.
Neither of us thought he'd make the distance, and that was a lovely kick from the angle. And as we mentioned just a few moments ago, Brandwood a great player tonight. Back at the centre bounce. CBC 1 point in front. Down. Lynch and Lancaster. Lynch wins out, but it goes across the head. Murphy picks the ball up. Handballs forward. Thine knocks the ball back. It's taken by Meehan. Meehan screws the ball back over the shoulder towards the centre. Pickett coming across. He's supported by Lewis. Lewis's kick goes back towards centre-half forward. A mark dropped down there by Pollard. Picked up by Lynch. Lynch puts it back from where at the last came. A big punch out there. Lynch again. Handballs forward. Players showing a lot of desperation now. Fitzgerald coming out. He's well tackled. Gillen picks the ball up for CBC. Drives it down to the pocket. A good attempt to mark. It's full play on though. As we see Ballerin dive in there and a handball out. Coming across is Jopling. Jopling now down towards the forward pocket. He's looking down there for Bergman. Bergman was up in the front. Couldn't take the mark. Coming across was Fitzgerald. Forces the ball out. The free kick has been paid for pushing the back, and John Fitzgerald will take the relieving kick.
Not to be confused with John Fitzgerald, who is number 9, the captain. They're both Johns, so I don't think they're related. Well, not brothers anyway. There's a free kick there is going to be taken by Gray. Centre-half back, his kick's going on. Not a good kick, it's a terrible kick. Unluckily for him too. He finds Crotty. He can't get his kick in though. He's well tackled there. Meehan comes through, forces his way through. Both umpires umpiring very well here tonight as Murphy gets that ball out towards that centre wing position, and a good mark there taken by Cole. Cole plays on quick with a hand pass over to Lancaster. This gives a chance now if he can kick it right down towards that centre half forward area. He does, but well backed up there by O'Donnell, I think it is, coming through. Good play. He dives in on top of the ball again, but it's picked up there and driven forward right in towards the teeth of goals. It's going very, very close. I think it could be bounced through. A good goal. A great goal kicked by Fitzgerald, I think it was, Bob. Yes, there he is. That's his second goal, and a great captain's goal. He's kicked 2 of them now. One that just made it through in the second quarter, just over the top of the pack, and that one a strong goal to take St Joseph's now onto a 5-point lead. 5 goals, 4:34. CBC a 4:5:29. You can see the time, 6.5 minutes, approximately into the third quarter.
Very good piece of play down there. Not good defensive work by the CBC boys because they had opportunities to clear it away and knock it forward, knock it wide, but they failed to do so, and Fitzgerald finishing up with a goal. Lancaster hipped his opponent out. I thought would have been penalised for that, but it was full play on. Howard coming across, handles the ball beautifully on that occasion, screws it back towards the centre-half forward position, but we see there Lewis take the relieving mark for St Joseph's of Geelong. Lewis from the centre-half back position goes straight towards the centre. Lynch up, and Lynch playing a very, very strong game. Bernard Lynch back towards centre-half forward. Off the hands of the pack. Buckley trying to come through, but caught on the shoulder, and Buckley will take the kick. Trying to get it forward in a hurry. Punts forward by Caperon. Coming across, strong play by Gray. He was tackled, but the tackle slipped down, and he's grabbed by the leg, so he gets the free kick. Gray up towards the centre wing. It had to be a free kick to Crotty.
Yep.
Crotty of CBC, halfway between wing and centre. As Doug Wade mentioned earlier, Crotty, a very good player, putting his body in all the time. Kick dropping short over the head of Brandwood. It bounces, it goes a long way now. Fitzgerald punches the ball wide, but it favours CBC. Gillen knocking the ball down, comes on again. Lewis knocks the ball forward, coming across and grabbing it is Madigan. Madigan's a quick snap, it's smothered off the boot, knocked out wide by Fitzgerald. Coming across and a diving attempt to get the ball wide was Madigan again, but the umpire coming in to indicate that he will bounce the ball in the forward pocket for CBC. 5 points the margin in favour of St Joseph's. Fitzgerald knocks it in, Lewis knocks it on again, taken by Cole of St Joseph's, and they put the ball wide out towards the wing. A beautifully positioned kick. Fitzgerald's there. Can he trap the ball? He does so just in front side of the boundary line. Goes for the short pass, finds Kelly out there, or is it Darcy? Darcy puts it wide, into towards the centre and gives away, Kelly gives away the free kick as he comes across Crotty. Crotty a little bit sore. And Crotty from the half-back line. The long kick from Crotty. Up over the centre. Jopling was up high, couldn't take the mark. Grabbed down there by Hunter. Hunter's kick back towards centre half forward. Caperon was up, dropped the mark. Coming through was Fitzgerald, couldn't gain possession. He's tackled by Caperon. And again gets the free kick because he was to the ball first. Fitzgerald is the one from the half-back flank. His kick. A high floating one. Lancaster couldn't take the mark. Grabbed in the centre, a good tackle as it's forced forward. Murphy has it taken away by Crotty. Crotty's kick smothered, comes back and out wide. Murphy coming in again. Millions there, couldn't get to the ball. Murphy's left foot kick back up towards the centre. Crotty coming across. Crotty's quick kick straight up in the air, out towards the wing. Gillen and Cole both racing for it. Cole falls over and I thought was looking for the free kick, but was full play on, and now it's Gillen who runs around. That's the left foot kick, looking for Brandwood. Brandwood handles the ball beautifully, and from centre half forward goes for the long kick. It could bounce through. It's a beautiful goal by Brandwood, a glorious goal as Brandwood brings up his second goal. Mark Brandwood, 2 great goals dug in this quarter.
Yes, certainly match-winning goals. Those 5 goals, 5 now to 5 goals 4. As you see the difference, only 1 point. And 2 of those got the last 2 goals scored by Brandwood in a great individual efforts. One from a standing position, if we can call it that, and the other from running into that goal, and a beautiful long directed shot for goal.
3 points the margin at quarter time in favour of St Joseph's, 6 points at half time, and now it's CBC with a 1-point margin. The centre bounces, sees it go towards Murphy. Murphy, his handball smothered. Meehan coming through. Shows a lot of strength as well as pace, and now Meehan's kicked down towards the forward pocket. Bond coming out, waits for it to bounce. Bad mistake by Bond on that occasion, but it favours him as he comes back again and picks it up well. Bond now wide from in the back pocket, goes for the short pass. It comes past Buckley. Meehan coming across, knocks the ball forward, gets a push in the back, and Meehan will get the free kick on the half-forward flank, very close to the boundary line.
Well, we saw the 2 captains there fighting for that ball. Meehan it was, one out looking down there for Bergman. Bergman has the ball punched away there, saved by Capra. Player's going to get a free kick there, and it's going to Fitzgerald. Half-back flank, couldn't see what it was for mine, but anyway, Fitzgerald's now kicked down towards that half-back flank. Players up high, nobody can take that mark. Kicked off the ground there, who's a chance? There's a handball over to Meehan. Meehan has a snap for goal. It's going across the face of goal there, though. Tried to be marked by Capra, but it's out of bounds in that back pocket area. CBC is doing a lot of the attacking. We started the third quarter at 3 goals 4. They're now 5 goals 5, so that's 1 goal 1. There's a chance here again now as it's handballed over there to Ballowan. Ballowan a further kick down looking for Caperon. He can't pick the ball up. Buckley's going in there. Throws the ball out in front of him. Could have been dropping the ball. Picked up there. And good play by Crotty. He's been an excellent player. It is allowed Cole now to come around. Oh, he kicks it right across the face of goal. Could have been out of bounds on the full. No, it just bounces in before Ballowan can get to that ball. So in the forward pocket area, 11.5 minutes, or nearly now 12 minutes gone into the third quarter. We see there Zarnak and also Joplin. Here's a chance now. It's picked up there by Hunter. He has a snap in towards the goal. but offline and through for one behind. Bergman runs across and also Bond there. The umpire signals it behind to take the score now on to St Joseph's. 5 goals, 4-34. Trailing CBC St Kilda 5-6-36. St Joseph's full back now in Bond, about to bring that ball back into play. They need to get it down and score. CBC have come back pretty strong in this third quarter. There's a good mark, a great mark by Joplin in front, about 50 metres out from goal, pretty close.
Well, he really showed there, Doug, why he is a junior high jump champion.
Yeah, he certainly got up in front. It's all very well to jump up high from behind, but when you're in front, that's when the courage really is on. He's doing a torpedo kick there. It makes a lot more distance, so it's not a good kick. Unless you get them right, they come off the side of the boot, and that happened that time. Knocked over the back there by Madigan. Very, very close to the boundary line. It's going to be picked up there by Gillen, or he's Gillen in the back. There's now Bond is in there. No, picked up by Bergman. Bergman's kick goes down towards the goal. I think it's very, very close, but offline, just right across the face of goal. And a very, very lucky chance by St Joseph's there as it swung across the goal. And so we see the score remaining the same, 5-6 to 5-4, 13.5 minutes gone into the third quarter.
Caperon coming across, trying to win possession of the ball, knocks it forward, goes after again. Bergman comes across, slaps it up, snaps back towards goal, but coming across was Zarnik, and Zarnik it is who takes the mark right on the goal line for St Joseph's of Geelong. Sharnock asking the umpire to pull the player back. Sharnock up towards the half-back flank, Meehan up from behind. And I don't know how it could possibly make that. I thought he was trying to punch it away.
You were telling us about that at half-time. You said that playing with Port Melbourne, you went up and tried to punch the ball away and you rolled down your arm. Well, that is exactly what happened there.
It's Meehan now. He's been a good player in this term. Hasn't kicked a goal yet, but a beautiful kick as far as distance is concerned this time. It's offline and through for 1 point. Simon Meehan really coming back into this game. But CBC, Doug, haven't really made the most of the amount of opportunities they've had up forward in this term.
No, they've kicked 2 goals, 3, whereas St Joseph's has managed to score 1 goal.
Bill Bond going back up towards centre-half forward, dropping again up in front. And it's really good, Doug, to see players prepared to get the front position, not just on one occasion, but time and time again. Joplin, a long kick. Bergman's down there, up from behind, grabbed by Hunter. Here's a quick snap at goal, and there's no need to ask. You see the CBC supporters in the background, and it's Hunter's first goal. David Hunter, a lovely piece of roving by the little fella there. And a very happy David Hunter as he puts his side 9 points in front at the 15-minute mark of this third term.
Yes, well, that's the further CBC have been ahead, and that's a good lead for them because they're playing much better in this quarter. They've gone from 3 goals, 4. We see their coach there in Peter Snyder. He'd be very happy at the moment. They're playing much better in this quarter, and if they can kick another goal here, I think St Joseph's is going to be struggling as the ball is put down again. Zarnik's up there, punches the ball away. He has another shot at it, but it's over there to his opposite number in Buckley, but coming through is Cole with a left foot kick right down towards that half-forward line. Over the back there was Hodder. Hodder's in after it, he lets it go there for O'Donnell. O'Donnell forcing the ball along in front of him, gets a handball out. It's good play over there towards number 2 and 4, and a long kick down towards the centre wing position. Joplin up in front again and takes a mark and a free kick. I think the mark wasn't paid, but the free kick was, as he kicks it right down towards that centre half forward area. Player backing back there, I almost could have paid that, yes it is, to Hennessy, and Hennessy from that half-back line is going to stem that thrust a little bit by CBC. He brings it back in towards the centre, comes over the back there and well waiting there, dives in on top of the ball there. He's not to be outdone though as Joplin again gets that ball out. A lot of scrambly play there. The umpire's watching it. Great umpiring by these 2 umpires tonight. They're letting it go just enough, and they're right on the scene, and they're really gaining the respect of both sides.
And go along with that, Doug, as we see it knocked down towards me, and he missed the ball. Comes back there, picked up by Buckley. Buckley's quick kick towards centre-half forward. Over Madigan's head, coming across was Hunter. Hunter and Fitzgerald. Hunter knocks the ball wide. He's still there. He comes back. And, great play by Hunter as he gets it across to Gillen. Gillen's kick goes off the side of the boot and out of bounds on the full. So the resultant free kick will be taken down there by the full-back for St Joseph's of Geelong, and that is Bill Bond.
Good play by Hunter. Good desperate play.
Bond towards centre-half back. Off the hands of the pack. Ficker could possibly be free kick for holding the man, and Ficker it is who comes out with the kick. Kicker from centre-half back. His kick goes right in towards the centre of the ground. Howard couldn't take the mark. It bounces awkwardly, but now coming through as 4, and he's well tackled. Good play down there by Murphy, and Murphy will get the free kick. He's almost at centre-half forward. Long kick by Murphy. McLaughlin coming across. Couldn't quite get to the ball. Now we see White racing there with McLaughlin. White knocks the ball over the boundary line, and we'll see the throw-in take place 5 metres around from the behind post in the forward pocket for St Joseph's, with the scoreboard reading at the 7.5-minute mark of this third term. The AMCO Hill Cup scoreboard says 34 points St Joseph's, 43 St CBC. Big punch by Brandwood, but it's also St Joseph's. And the quick kick is smothered, coming across and driving the ball wide was Buckley. Buckley puts it out there. Well, we see the race really going on. Cole cops a push in the back, and it's one of the rare mistakes made by young Crotty as he pushed Cole in the back. And Michael Cole will take the free kick on the half-forward flank. Cole's kick straight into the man on the mark, off the hands of Crotty, in towards the half-forward line. Darcy dives in underneath it, but the umpire, I'm sure, will have no option but to come in and bounce the ball on the half-forward line for St Joseph's.
2 minutes to go in this third quarter. 18-minute mark. The ball is put down. St Joseph's desperately need a score here. Well tackled there, but the umpire's allowed the game to go on. That's good umpiring. The trip there is going to be taken down there by Darcy. Darcy from about 55 metres out from goal wants to drive it down quickly. It's a beautiful kick, but a little bit offline. The chance for a play up over the back to take that mark, but unfortunately unable to do so, and it's through for a behind, and O'Donnell from fullback is going to kick that ball back into play, and he'll take his time, no doubt, because we've been playing nearly 19 minutes, as you see there. 35 plays 43 as O'Donnell kicks that ball back into play towards that half-back line. Punched it down there. St Joseph's have desperately got to get a score here, but CBC not to be deterred. Here's Meehan. Meehan now breaks away, and they definitely won't score from now. This is a long kick up towards that centre-half forward line. Here's a chance now, dropping the ball. The umpire's allowing the game to play on. Driving in on top of it there is Caprion. He can't pick it up, though. Finally picked up there by Fitzgerald as he has an air kick. Can't get his boot into it. Players diving on top of it there, and it's going to be a free kick to their captain in Meehan.
Meehan will want to get the ball down in a hurry. It's almost the 19.5-minute mark. Only 30 seconds left to play. Bergman from behind gets the ball down. Hunter diving in underneath. Try to knock it out to Bellerin, waiting for it there. Umpire coming in, and he's given a free kick to Hunter. So this will be the last score of the third term. What it'll be, we'll have to wait and see. Hunter has already kicked one in this term, one for the game also. Hunter being brought around by the umpire. Distance shouldn't be any worries. Accuracy is the thing that Hunter will be looking for. 8 points the margin at the moment. There's the siren to end the third term, but there's still a chance of another goal going on the board as David Hunter lines the ball up. The kick from Hunter, it's through, and a very vital goal, and a happy David Hunter as he comes across, and it's a three-quarter time interval. The AMCO Hill HSV Shield scoreboard says St Joseph's of Geelong 5-5, 35, CBC St Kilda 7-7, 49.
McDonald's have opened their 100th family restaurant, and Sleeman Ford would like to say good one.
And right now they have a big range of good ones for the family.
Holden Kingswoods, all with bucket seats, all with radials, all one price, $31.90.
Even fussy old Auntie Maud would be thrilled with this one.
Comfortable 74 Toyota Corona, $26.90. How's that for value?
And here's another good one. Take a McDonald's restaurant tray mat to Mr. Sleeman when you buy a car between June 25th and July 14th, and he'll take $50 off the price. And Dad'll like that.
And Dad will like one of these family-sized CL Valiants. This special selection are all the one price, just $26.90.
Or this stylish XA Falcon Fairmont with T-Bar Auto and bucket seats, $23.90.
So the place to go is Sleeman McDonald's Ford Family Faulkner. For a Big Mac, it's McDonald's Faulkner, and for terrific family value motoring, it's Sleeman Ford Faulkner.
He finally got it right.
The stage is set here for the final quarter in the AMCO Herald Shield as the umpire's about to put the ball down. And just before we start this final quarter, Bob, just to some of the players that have come from this competition from 1977, there was Waitman, Lee and Roberts. Last year, Danaher and Madden also out of the competition. So it's a breeding ground for
some very, very fine VFL players, as we see there Caprion for CBC bringing the ball down with a beautiful kick, a magnificent kick, and a great mark taken there by their captain, who in the third quarter, Bob Hemmett had 8 kicks in the third quarter in an outstanding captain's game, in which CBC scored 4 goals 3 to St Joseph's 1 goal 1, as Meehan now with a kick right down towards the forward line, very close to out of bounds on the full. I think, yes, the umpire signalled that, and it's going to be now to Hennessy. Hennessy now bringing that ball back into play with a kick up towards the half-back flank, a good kick too. Up towards the very, very close to the boundary line, and St Joseph's have definitely got to score very quickly, Bob, if they're going to get into this game.
They must get one in a hurry, Doug, because the margin that's there at the moment, 14 points, it's a big one in these conditions, because St Joseph's have kicked 2 goals in the first quarter, 2 goals in the second, and 1 in the third, so it's a big margin, as we see now. Meehan over the top of the ball again, get a push in the back, and Simon Meehan now going back for his 15th kick. Meehan, nice kick up towards the centre full-forward position, couldn't be taken by anybody. It's grabbed down there by Bellerin. He puts it out wide looking for Caprion. Caprion gets it, puts a hand pass back to Bellerin again. He can't handle the ball cleanly. He's grabbed away and pulled away from the ball, and as a result, you'll find that he'll get the free kick. And as St Joseph's, I think, they're starting to panic a little bit and giving away free kicks like that one early in the game. In the first half, actually, it was the CBC boys that were scragging and giving away those free kicks. But again, Bellerin was first to the ball. So that's the key, as Bellerin lines the ball up. And the CBC fans go mad.
Yes, and well they ought to, because that's an almost unassailable position. 8 goals, 7, 55, 20 points ahead of St Joseph's, 5 goals, 5, 25. It's a limited quarter, as we can see there, the CBC fans. And the St Joseph's are, 20 points behind, and there you see the time ticking over. It's 2.5 minutes gone.
Not much studying being done by the CBC or St Joseph's boys tonight.
No, well, there you see the coach. When I say our coach, so it's the CBC coach there, and Peter Snyder, very happy with himself at the moment, but you never know in a game of football, as Lancaster tries to get that kick in. Picked up there by Cole. Cole only had 1 kick in that third quarter after 10 in the first half. As the ball is punched forward there, CBC are putting on a lot of pressure now. It's a new boy on the side there, Bowles, on top of the ball, and it's also White. The free kick's going to be taken there by Buckley, or, he can't play on. And Buckley from that centre wing position, midway between centre wing and half-forward flank, will drive it down towards centre half-forward. There's a kick. It's a good-looking kick too. Backing back there is Hennessy. He should take the mark, and does, on that half-back line. Hennessy now going straight down the centre. Kicks it right in towards the centre half, the true centre half-back position, very, very close to the line. Lynch there claims the mark, but wasn't paid. Lancaster picks up with a kick over towards the centre wing position. Players running in for the ball there. Nobody can pick it up except Meehan. Oh, a good play by Meehan. A beautiful kick right down towards Bergman, and Bergman takes the mark. No doubt about that. A beautiful mark and a good kick by Bergman, who kicked kick number 16, I think, from Bergman. And Meehan. Bergman has already kicked 2 goals. He kicked the first 2 goals to the CBC scored. And this will definitely seal it if he can kick this. No doubt about it at all. There's a kick. It's going wide, though, and offline, or is it through? It's a goal. Well, the crowd weren't that happy behind the goal. It was very, very close, but Bergman has kicked his third, and CBC now go to 9 goals, 7, 61, and 4-minute mark. They kicked 2 goals in this final quarter. St Joseph's 5-5, 35.
Doug, I think the most impressive part about Meehan's performance tonight, and in every game we've been impressed with his game, but he was well beaten in the first half by Kelly in the centre. And when you see young players beaten, then come back and not only get back on top, but be a dominating influence, it's a great sign. Punched away from the centre, grabbed down there, but very strong tackle. As we see the free kick is going to Gillen for a push in the back. Gillen sees Meehan on his own again, and once more Simon Meehan with the kick.
This is his 4th kick, I think, in this quarter.
Great effort by Meehan, from the captain's point of view, to lead the way. Meehan's kick up towards the centre half forward. It's off the hands of the pack, as we see Picker kick the ball off the ground. Coming in and being grabbed, I should say, by the ankle was Lancaster. and the big ruckman for St Joseph's of Geelong. Another very impressive player, but not with the way he kicked that one. Crotty diving in after it. Brandwood's there, couldn't get to the ball as we see young Murphy just showing desperation. Hunter trying to knock it out. It's picked up down there, and as he races wide and puts it out wide, it looked like Murphy once more. And it's knocked back now as we see Foran take it. Foran gets the handball over to Gillen. Gillen straightens up and drives a beautiful kick up towards the goal square. Bond was up, punched the ball forward. Lewis knocks it past an opponent, close to the boundary line. In fact, now it's over. Boundary umpire there indicating, and we'll see the throw-in take place in the forward pocket for CBC. 5.5 minutes of this final term gone. The AMCO Herald Shield. The big punch over the back. Buckley's coming over the top of the ball. Now he grabs it, tried to get the handball out. Cole comes through for St Joseph's of Geelong, and Cole close to the boundary line. He just keeps it in play. It goes past Gillen, but he recovers and comes back. The long hand pass by Gillen, taken down there by Lewis. Lewis now drives the ball back towards the centre wing, waiting there and showing good judgment as Lynch plays on straight away, drives the long kick back towards the forward pocket. Punched away down there, taken by Lewis. He gets around, gets the short kick, grabbed by Buckley of CBC. Buckley's kick up towards the pocket. Caperon's there. Caperon pops one too high, and he'll take the free kick. And Caperon will have the opportunity of kicking his first goal and really making it, well, almost 5 goals, Doug. And it'll make it too hard, I think, for St Joseph if we find Caperon kicking this goal.
Yes, it certainly will. He's on a very acute angle. Let's see what he can do. He's swinging back enough, hit the post. And so they go now on to 9 goals, 8, 62 to St Joseph's, 5 goals, 5, 35. The ball about to be brought back in by their fullback in Bond. A little bit too much of a lead, I think, for St Joseph's to get back, but they're not giving up. As they're taken away there by Kelly. Kelly with a kick right up towards the centre of the ground. Their captain there in Fitzgerald, but he's beaten there by Foran. Foran now with a kick out towards the centre wing, which is kicked off the ground by Murphy. There's a chance now for St Joseph's. There's running in after the ball as a new player in back. Blackney, he gets it and handballs it in front of him. Could have perhaps given a free kick away. That was Meehan, but the umpire said no. And the ball is about to be thrown in. Half-forward flank. St Joseph's now want to get a couple of goals in a hurry if they're going to have any say in this game at all. Not to be, as Brandwood, though, gets the ball out towards that centre wing, but there's a mark taken there by Kelly. Kelly didn't have a kick in the third quarter. This is his second kick for this quarter. It's not a good one. It's over towards the centre half-forward area. Picked up and driven forward there. Here's a chance for Cole now to break away from centre half-forward. He lines up the goals. It's not a good kick. It's a low kick and a good strong mark taken back there by their fullback in O'Donnell.
O'Donnell has played a great game down there at fullback. This kick going wide. Crotty, another very good player, takes the mark, plays on straight away, getting it up towards Brandwood. Brandwood, a quick kick, was well tackled there, taken by Lynch. Lynch saw a hip and shoulder bump by Darcy. Yeah. And
it's a fair bump, Roy.
It was for mine too, Doug. You don't like to see anyone hurt like that, and Lynch showing the courage that he's displayed right throughout the games, though, getting up, waiting for the ball to come back. I don't think he quite knows where he is.
They ought to get somebody up to him pretty quick.
But Lynch showing tremendous courage there. Ball driven back in towards the centre. Fickett couldn't take the mark. It comes back into the centre where Gray comes across for St Joseph's. Gray gets the handball out, taken by Caperon. Caperon's short kick smothered by Gray, and Gray gets a push in the back. Deserved the kick out of that. He did some very, very good work there. Gray, the left foot kick out wide towards the wing. Punch forward by Gillen. Good piece of play. Diving in after it there was Fitzroy. Kicked off the ground that time by Buckley. Bellarmine picks it up. Handballs back to Buckley. Couldn't handle it cleanly. A beautiful pick up by Hennessy. Handballs over the top to Sharnock. And that time now Sharnock puts the ball up. Lovely pass. Finds Darcy. Darcy handballs onto Kelly. Kelly the quick kick towards centre half forward. But once again strong in defence. It'll be a free kick upfield as we saw the kick downfield by Kelly and Crotty having words. Darcy coming up to lend a little bit of weight. And now we find Pollard going for his first goal. Pollard's kick dropping short. Could have possibly been a push in the back, but called play on. The quick snap down there by Blackney, but it was offline and only 1 point result.
10 minutes gone into this final quarter. We find that CBC are well ahead at the moment. 4 goals, 2 ahead. We see a CBC boy in the hands of the trainer. That's Crotty.
Brandwood, Doug.
Brandwood, is it?
The ball is brought back into play by O'Donnell. O'Donnell's kick is a good one too, right out towards centre-half back. Darcy's up high. He can't take that mark. Zarnik there gets it over to Cole, and his kick is going down towards that half-forward line. A lot of St. Joseph's players in there. If they can get that ball out, they can't. And CBC are coming forward. There's Brownwood there after Pollard. Pollard got the ball in front of him, picks it up beautifully. A hand pass back, but CBC are very strong. And Meehan once again kicking that ball right down towards the centre-half forward. Here's a chance for... runs into an open goal and puts it through. That's Ballowan. Great goal, great teamwork there by Fitzroy to get it over to Ballowan. That's his second goal, and certainly the AMCO Herald Shield is going to be very proudly displayed at the CBC College in St Kilda, and rightly so too. They've kicked now 10 goals, 8-68 to St Joseph's 5-6-36 at the 11-minute mark of the final quarter.
Doug, we understand that all of the Geelong boys are zoned to Geelong, and I noticed in the Herald tonight where it said that St Kilda, Melbourne and South Melbourne will have a lot of interest in the CBC team. We don't know who's zoned to who, which is unfortunate. We did ask the league if they'd get that for us, but nonetheless there will be some league scouts, I'm sure, wanting to find out where players like Meehan and Howard and Lynch and others, where they actually can't live and whether they're zoned to them now.
Did you felt that Meehan was for St Kilda at one stage? Did you? Not sure, you weren't sure about that.
Well, I wasn't. I was just judging it by the Herald tonight.
Right.
Doug, as we see Fitzgerald, the captain, put the ball forward, and it's taken by Kelly. Kelly now coming back into the game. Handballs across to Fitzgerald. A long kick by Fitzgerald is over the head of the players. It won't be a goal, but we see it knocked forward by O'Donnell. Carries over the boundary line, and the throw-in will take place in the forward pocket for St Joseph's, with the scoreboard reading 5-6-36 to 10-8-68, and we're at the 12-minute mark of this final term. Lancaster and Hodder. Lancaster trying to get it out. White, a kick is smothered down there by Gray. Gray gets the handball out looking for Blackney. Blackney knocks it on again, follows it on himself, plays the ball wide. Good play by Blackney. Grabs it, has the snap towards goal. Lancaster coming across. A great effort by Lancaster. Should have been the free kick anyway, but that's called play on as players desperately dive in. And I'm not going to be critical of the umpires there, Doug, because right throughout tonight's game, they have let the game flow, and I think, like you said earlier, both of them have done a really good job. This time we see Blackney again get the handball across to Fitzgerald. A good strong tackle by O'Donnell. It's now close, and it's forced over for 1 point to St Joseph's of Geelong.
Well, good play by CBC. When you're on top and playing the way they are, they do everything right, and that's what's happened in this final quarter. They've kicked 3 goals, 1 in the final quarter, whereas in fact St Joseph's have only managed to add 2 points as the ball is kicked in. Over there, White now is up on the forward line. And Joseph's the back line rather. There's Fitzgerald over towards Cole, but Cole's tackled very, very strongly. Fitzgerald coming through again, held without the ball. He's going to play on. The umpire's got to take him back though, and although he's kicked that goal, Fitzgerald, the captain of Geelong St Joseph's, has already kicked 2 goals. He's a fair way out from
while we're waiting for Fitzgerald to come back, Doug, we might just recap for viewers who may have just tuned in that at quarter time St Joseph's led by 3 points. At half time St Joseph's still in the lead by 6 points, and since then we have seen CBC, after kicking 4 goals, 3 in the third quarter, go to a 14-point margin at three-quarter time, and now we see the margin at 31 points. Off the hands of the pack. Hodder trying to get the ball clear. Howard overruns the ball. Hunter coming at in, carries the ball over the boundary line, and we'll see another throw-in take place.
Care for kids. Find a minute to spare for kids. Such a lot you can share with kids. It's important to care for kids. Oh, kids. Kids.
Australia's favourite Sunday sports gathering, World of Sport.